Oh no, look in the mirror, it's a 5-0. I shouldn't have smoked so much weed. I shouldn't have done so much blow. Don't you know sometimes? Oh, don't you know sometimes? That's how I roll. That's how I roll. Oh no, look in the mirror, it's a stranger looking back at me. Room on the Titanic, rock like I see. Don't you know sometimes? Don't you know sometimes? And the pressure gets too much, and I hear the sirens call. Say maybe just one more time. They say maybe just one more time. That's how I roll.
Hello everybody, welcome. We're just gonna do this on a whim. We're just gonna talk about some weird, crazy, random shit. So we'll see if we get anybody else in here. We don't have any guests yet. I can do this by myself, it's fine, I don't mind. We were gonna do the Alex Jones thing, but Quinn is very sick, so she is trying to get some rest, and we'll be back later, hopefully. So we're just gonna look at different articles, and we're just gonna go over whatever we find. And I hear the sirens call. Saved. Maybe just one more time. Mr. Sensible hired a flat earther who doxed him, so we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about bogans. Let's see. I think red pill. We're gonna do a red pill thing. Either red pill, yeah, it's a red pill thing. Crimes of the Week International. We're gonna do that. That's what we're gonna start with. We've never done just using this, but we'll try doing this. Oh, I always have fun, you know, Sydney. See, I would just be sitting here bored by myself looking up stuff and reading things anyways. So I would rather sit here and watch them with all of you, and I think that's what I'm going to try to do more often. Sometimes is just play, just start a stream and have no direction and just see what we can find on the whim and read it, go over it, check it out. We'll see. This may be a complete flop, but you don't know something is a failure until you try it, right? And so we're going to go ahead and try that. I don't want to be full screen, but whatever. It's so scary, but it's okay. So then let's go back to here and do this, and then we will begin. Here, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this again. I haven't had any problems with it yet. I really don't care. We're gonna try to figure this out. We'll see. We're gonna unpin this. StreamYard is in the side chat. Pin message. Anybody wants to come on, have fun, please come on with us. Please come on us. I mean, so what we're going to do first is we're going to go over Crimes of the Week International and just hear some weird, crazy stories. I'm going to try to cut this up a little bit so they don't get mad. I guess what I want to do first of all, is we can go to here and we can go to free. So here's our copyright disclaimer. Free to use. We're doing this for commenting and news reporting and teaching. So here we go. This just got posted like an hour ago.
Hey everyone, Nigel and Luke here, and welcome to another edition of Crimes of the Week International.
I'll put myself over here.
Authorities in southern Spain say that a man has been sentenced to nearly a year in prison this week after he was convicted of selling more than 7,000 expensive hams that he stole from his employer.
He stole 7,000 hams from his employer. I already read about this and tried to sell them on the black market.
According to reports, the unidentified man stole the hams while working at a curing warehouse in the Spanish province of Huelva. He took them over the course of 6 years between 2007 and 2013, after which he apparently used a messenger service to sell them to customers.
He did it over
According to local police, though the quantity of the hams the man took was staggering, the quality of the items was no joke either. Apparently, the company that the man worked for specialized in a specific regional variety of ham called jamón de Hamburgo, one of only a handful of varieties that has been granted a prestigious designation of origin status. Each of these special types of hams is made from Blackfoot pigs, which are fed exclusively acorns during the last 3 months of their lives.
Damn,
they can sell for more than $500 each.
$500 each.
At least 100 of the 7,000 hams the man stole were apparently jamón de Hamburgo.
Okay.
This week, the man was convicted of the crime and sentenced to 11 months.
We're going to do this, and we're just going to speed it up a tiny bit and see how it goes.
In 29 days in jail.
Okay, I like that better.
He could have been given up to a 6-year sentence, though apparently was given less time due to how long the case took to go to trial. He and his wife, who was also convicted as an accomplice, must additionally pay back the employer the hams were stolen from for their losses, an amount that has been calculated to be roughly $547,000.
Damn. Man,
Authorities in the Indian state of Haryana say that they have arrested a wanted man this week, more than 30 years after he allegedly stabbed a man to death in an armed robbery gone wrong. According to reports, 65-year-old Om Prakash was taken into custody by members of Haryana's Special Task Force after being traced to a home located in the slums of the city of Ghaziabad, in the state of Uttar Pradesh. It was an arrest that was decades in the making. The incident reportedly began back in January of 1992, when a then 34-year-old Prakash and an accomplice tried to rob a man who was traveling on a bike. However, the man resisted, and Prakash and the other suspect allegedly stabbed him to death. When local villagers noticed what was happening, they ran after the two attackers, but only the accomplice was caught. He apparently spent between 7 and 8 years in jail.
Is that an air? I'm guessing that's an airplane. I mean, I know there is a Mustang vehicle, but you say flew. So, yeah, I would be too. I would be pretty high after that. Let's see what's Oxy saying. Oh, let's say hi to everybody. Sorry, I'm a dick. Hi, Sydney. Hey, Skeptic. Demon. Beck. Mama. J. Troy. Super Ghost. Lucifer. Dog. I'm Lucifer, we said. Hey, Beck. Let's see.
Hey,
Ox.
how you doing?
Good. Hopefully I found some interesting stuff for us all to go over. And then Oliman. Yay, Mama's here. Awesome. How are you doing, Mama?
I am good. How are you?
Um, I'm good. Queen's not so good right now, but
Yeah, I saw there was no link, so I figured something's going on. So
she's just having one of those days. She's just very sick feeling.
Gotcha.
So, and I was bored sitting at home, had nothing to do. Said, screw it, might as well try to do something.
Right.
And I found a bunch of silly crap for us to go over, and hopefully it's entertaining for all of us.
okay,
And once again, I'll say it again. I could be sitting here bored by myself going over all these things. I'd rather be here with all of you going over this crap instead. So Demon said that he flew a World War II American fighter plane today.
oh nice.
That's awesome. I'm very, very jealous. Although you should probably never let me fly anything that I actually have to that isn't remote control. Let's put it that way.
Right. Even then, that's a stretch, right?
Yeah, probably not. When I was younger, my stepfather built different types of gas powered engine planes that were
Right.
remote control. And then we also had some helicopter remote controls. So I learned how to be decent with them. I broke more helicopters than I did planes.
Right.
But yeah, you probably shouldn't give me any of that stuff.
You know, now that you say that, I remember when we were kids, my middle-ish brother had a plane, and it had the little motor, and you had to put the gas in the little thing, and it had a little tiny reservoir, but it ran for like
Ever.
Oh God, off that reservoir, it ran for like 2 hours or something stupid, and it was only like, what was it, like a quarter cup or eighth of a cup, like really small,
something like that. It's
like a tablespoon. Yeah.
It's like a tablespoon probably.
But that freaking motor was so tiny.
Yeah.
Man, I remember those. Yeah, that was good shit.
Yep. All right. So let's see what idiocracy has happened around the world this week.
While Prakash went on the run. Even before the fatal armed robbery, Prakash was apparently no stranger to law enforcement. After being dismissed from his job as a truck driver in the Signal Corps of the Indian Army in 1988 for being absent from duty for multiple years, he was involved in several other robberies and thefts in Haryana. Authorities now say that during his first couple years after the stabbing, Prakash took shelter in temples in multiple states in the southern part of the country. Eventually, he returned to the north, but instead of going back to his home state, he settled in Ghaziabad. It was here that he began a new life, even obtaining a set of official government documents under his new identity. Police say that Prakash kept busy in his time as a fugitive. He found work driving trucks, ran a business selling and renting consumer video equipment, and even found time to do small roles as an actor in 28 local movies.
Oh my God.
In 1997.
And they couldn't find this motherfucker? What the hell?
I've
heard movies and
US
shit.
that have been presumed missing for decades, and they had a life, had kids, had all this stuff. I mean, it can happen.
You know what's funny is this is something about guys. This is how we are, right? If
Uh-huh.
you make it really obvious, we'll never see it.
That's true. That's true.
But if you
You're
bury
right.
it too deep, we'll never find it because we don't know how to dig deep. We just do surface searching.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either bury it really deep or just put it in plain sight, hanging on the wall. We'll never notice it's there.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's true.
That's about how it works.
It's fucking true.
It is hilarious.
It's fucking true. We're horrible like that.
Skeptic, if you want to join, I pinned the StreamYard link. So
Phil,
go ahead and join if you would like.
And see, the other thing too is, even if the guy's face is out there, how many other people look similar to that guy, especially in India?
That's what I was thinking.
You know, it's like you can't overlook somebody because we all have doppelgangers, or people you look close enough like that we can, mistaken identity or something.
oh mama, I gotta tell you, I was just saying that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So I go all over I used to be a over the road truck driver. I lived over the road pretty much, and I was only home a couple days a month. And I've been to every major city. I finally hit Denver and Aspen. They were the only two major cities I hadn't hit.
Okay.
So with my new job. So I was telling people as I go around, I see people all the time that is a doppelganger of someone else.
Right.
And it's interesting because it's not just how they look. It's their body language, their facial expressions.
Exactly. Exactly.
the way they sound when they're talking.
Yes.
is
Even
the
I
same.
have them. Even
I
I
have
have them.
seen I have seen a mechanic in Denver that I saw on the East Coast. They were both mechanics, by the way.
Oh wow.
And it's stuff like that, like even how their hairstyle is, same hairstyle, same manner of dress.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
fucking weird. I
It
see it
is
all the
very
time
weird.
because I don't know if I have like a photographic memory or what you'd want to call it, but numbers and faces, I just do not. I don't. There's lots of things I don't forget, but that's my two biggies.
I got
I may forget someone's name, like I won't know their fucking name, but I'll see their face and I'll go,
Mhm.
"Oh, that's," and then it's a different name, and I'm like, "No, not the same. That's weird."
Yeah, exactly.
Because I moved from the East Coast out here to New Mexico.
Okay.
So now it's so weird because I'm seeing people out here that I know them on the East Coast as somebody different.
Yeah,
So
it
weird.
is amazing. That's I think why people think we live in the Matrix because there's so all these similarities. It's just
Well, how many
It's how it
people are you
is.
going to make until you have repeats?
that's true. That's true.
You can only.
I mean, we're all gonna look
create
like somebody
so
from
many
the past
different
as well.
strands
That's,
of
you know.
DNA and RNA, and
Right.
You can have so many NPCs until sorry. Real life. No, I mean real
Real life.
people until
It's
no,
like a
just
video
kidding.
game. You only have so many options to pick
Yeah,
for your character.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah, there's only so many
anything
people from
for people.
so many different places and so many
Exactly.
different people like doing it
I mean-
with each other to make things that look like human.
Right.
You know, like
It's just weird, man. I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
these two guys in the same place that I had seen somewhere before.
Mhm.
And the mechanic guy, so I was in a Freightliner a Freightliner shop, truck shop,
Okay.
big truck. And the guy behind the counter, I was like, fuck, I know you. And then the mechanic walked in, I was like, fuck, I know you.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the first guy I had seen like several times in my life.
Right.
Mhm.
And like, I think it was in Ohio. I'm not positive right now. And the other guy I had seen one time and spoke with him. And so
Okay.
I said hi to him because I was like, I got to hear his voice, right? I was like, hey, man, how you doing? He's like, oh, good, man, good. How are you? And just the way he was wiping his hands with the rag and moving his head, I was like,
Right.
oh, fuck.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
weird. It kind of gave me like a chill on my spine. Like it was weird.
Exactly.
All right,
It's
so
very
let's
freaky.
blowing. Yeah.
Prakash got
Maybe
married to a
that.
woman named Raj Kumari and ended up having 2 children who are now 21 and 14 years old. Police say that the family had no idea about the alleged murder Prakash had committed. This isn't to say that the family thought he was a saint, though.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah,
He looks
yeah.
like every other dude.
He does, just
you know.
like a dude hanging out on the street.
Yeah.
Far from it,
Yep.
apparently. From the start of their marriage, Raj Kumari said that it was obvious that Prakash was hiding things from her. However, she believed that she had discovered her husband's secret when his other wife came knocking at their door a few years after they got married. It turned
Wow.
out that Prakash had left behind an entire other family when he had fled Haryana in
That is
1992.
insane.
Raj Kumari
is
said
insane.
that as time went on, Prakash began to disappear for longer and longer periods of time. His excuse was that he needed to be on the road as a trucker. However, she always believed that he was visiting his other family. According to police, the reason it took so long to find Prakash was because police records are mostly not digitized in the country.
Hey, Vila.
Hey, you're right.
Yes. How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
Good to hear it, Vila. How's
Yeah,
Spawn?
how you all? Alive.
Yeah.
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 It's
Been
not
one of
as
those
hot.
days.
It's not as hot here today as it was the last couple days, so I'm not like dying of heat exhaustion right as of now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That's
no,
good.
Today was like really fucking hot. And yeah, getting her to bed when it's this hot is annoying because
Mm.
she doesn't quite understand that I don't control the weather
Mhm.
or the temperature. And despite it being really hot and difficult for her to sleep because it's hot, I
Right.
cannot magically make it not hot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
get it.
Vila,
It's hard when you're a
what good
kid.
are
You
you
just
then?
can't. Yeah.
It's been fun.
Well, I hope I did that right there, Phil. Let's see. Mama Deb is here. Hi,
Yep.
Mama Deb.
I brought Mama Deb with me.
Sweet,
Yeah.
Some of my
awesome,
friends.
cool.
Yeah,
cool.
she's
Drops
she's
look like-
literally like
Amen.
everybody's mom and aunt. So
Aw.
Okay,
Sounds like
well,
me.
We had her change her name to Mama Deb because
you
everybody
go.
started calling her that. Yeah,
There
she's
you
a
go.
Hey.
That works.
Mama, you're now blue, and
Oh, thanks, Lou.
Alamin, you're
Orange
gonna
now,
be
Mama.
blue as well. Let me get back over here.
Yay, Phil's back.
Hey, Phil.
Phil,
Phil.
Yay, hi
what's
Phil.
up, buddy?
Hi, everyone.
Phil,
How
I'm
you
starting to
all
feel like you're
doing?
stalking me, brother. Are you stalking me?
Yeah, stalking. No, man.
I mean, I know some people
Slims
say
will
I'm
tell
good
you that I
looking,
was
but
here yesterday.
No, that's me looking at you through the bushes. Sorry, you're just
Oh,
so
okay.
goddamn
Right,
irresistible.
That's
exactly.
okay, sweetheart. Doesn't bother
Gotta
me.
be less
a bit.
obvious, Fila.
All right, so let's get on with this, and then I think the next thing we're probably going to do is go over how Mr. Sensible hired a flat earther, and we'll go over how that happened, and then I guess he got
Yeah.
doxxed by the flat earther.
Yeah, I watched a video
So-
about that earlier, so
Okay,
no.
sweet.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I
so
didn't
you
even know
do
that
know?
happened.
so I know about
it just happened, I think, like yesterday.
Mhm, yeah.
Right? So it's very new. That's why we're doing it, because we try to be update on the flat Earth community and the other communities like sovereign citizens, and I don't do as much frauditors or auditors. I kind of want to do a little bit more, but I mainly do flat Earth and the other weird conspiracies like QAnon and white supremacy and nationalism and things
Here,
like
Masa.
that.
Motherfuckers. Talk about
I
that.
know.
You get me riled up, man.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I don't know if you know, but most people here do, and it's probably a couple people now. I got at the last tattoo convention tattooed on my leg Nazi scum, and it's on a coffin.
Good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
Yeah, so on the side of my leg where you can see it when I wear shorts, it says Nazi
yeah.
scum on
Hell
a
yeah,
coffin.
That's right.
Because when I saw that,
Awesome.
when I was walking around at the tattoo convention, and I saw that as flash art, and I just stopped and I said, "How much for that?" He's like, "For you, 100." I'm like, "That you're tattooing that on me this weekend?" He's like, "Hell yeah."
Before we leave, I'm getting that on me. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So
Dude,
I proudly
honestly
have that.
You know what it is with me? Because people, like, some people think I'm like a big advocate for the black community, but actually, I just hate white privilege.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate that people abuse it. I hate that people don't, like, people try to extend it to me, and I back away and say, no, thank you.
I hate when it happens
as much as
to
I
me.
can.
The funniest
you know,
thing is when people go, white people are disadvantaged too. Oh no,
yeah, white
shit!
people. Yeah,
you get cripples in all
white
walks
rich
of
man
life.
says
Doesn't mean that
Correct.
a disabled white person will get treated the same as a disabled black
black
person. That's
Correct.
the problem. There's different
And
levels
it's-
on it all. Like,
oh yeah, there's layers,
Phil.
baby. There are layers to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Phil.
Right, I had to explain to on the Afro-Humanist show to one of the persons that they said people are people. I said no, people is not just that. If you do not use the terminology that people identify with or groups of people identify with, you are disparaging that person. You are not recognizing the struggles and challenges they are having as that particular group.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing
Right.
for the LGBTQ. You know, if persons want to be the gender identity, you decide, oh, I'm calling them, people are people. No, people have different groups of people have different struggles. And as soon as you decide you're not going to call them because you claiming people are people, you are dismissing them. You are dismissing their challenges.
it's like
right?
I'm colorblind. By
Yeah.
saying that you don't acknowledge their race, you're saying you don't acknowledge their lived experience,
struggles.
their
Yes.
culture, everything. And I didn't realize that at first, because like
Right.
decade ago, I was like, well, again, color doesn't mean anything to me because I'll be your friend no matter what, as long as you're not
Right.
a cunt. But when I realized that wording it that way, saying I don't see color,
But when I
is the
realised
problem. That's the problem. Not saying that you don't care about what color people are. It doesn't affect your friendship.
Okay, dog,
That's
you need to put in
fine.
headphones or
Wording
something
it
like that.
The other way is the problem, and it makes a big difference.
Yes.
Because one is saying that you accept them for who they are, their experience, everything. And the other is saying that you don't see any of that. You don't see any of that part of them.
Well, that is what majorly pisses me off about Karens, and that's another reason why we talk about Karens, and that's why I love that Mama talks about Karens, is because they don't understand how, like, do you realize how privileged you are, honey, that you're like doing whatever you're doing and you're not getting your ass beat? Like, there's not police just beating you up.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Like, that's so, like, I was taught never to talk back to the police. I know multiple of my friends that have gotten shot by police. The head football star in my Christian high school that I went to got shot in the back of the head by a police because he dropped his ID, and when he got pulled over and he went to go grab for it, and they shot him in the back of the head because they thought he was a gun.
Can you see a gun first before you shoot?
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's just bad training, in my opinion, right there.
But you know, there's also straight privilege too, because some straight people don't recognize there is straight privilege.
Yeah.
And that LGBTQ are marginalized, and they take certain things for granted, you know, like getting a job, especially when you live in a religious society, a very religious society.
Yeah.
And government is pandering to the religion in one of the major religions. Then people, they are marginalized, and as I can't remember if I said it here, but a friend of mine, LGBTQ trans woman, and went for a job going fine until she said, I am trans. It went downhill from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she did not get the job. And she has been experiencing a lot of trying to get a job has been difficult here because we have a bunch of religious bigots in this place.
Yeah. And it's getting like worse. It's like crazy. Like, I swear, like 10 years ago, it wasn't that bad. And like, since Roe versus Wade, or I guess they kicked out Trump.
I'm telling you, it's Trump. Trump
got
all them things. They all came out and said all of a sudden, look, somebody else is as stupid as
the problem
is like the Achilles cradle thingy, Archimedes cradle, whatever it is. We had all the progressives pulling it back, and then Trump came along. That was the backswing, and now we're going to having our
no middle. Yeah, you're going from one. Yeah, exactly.
Again. Because if we do too drastic a change too quickly, it ricochets back the other way. Because there's always the pushback.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
So really quick before we keep going,
because we are trying to progress 100 times more in a short space of time than we have in like a century.
Yeah.
It's fucking deserved. Don't get me wrong, it really is. But because we're doing so much in such a short space of time, people get scared and they don't like it. And they push back. Yes, Newton's cradle. Thank you. I always forget the name of that fucking thing. Thank you.
We like the U.S. We've gone from one extreme of that pendulum to the other. We've never gone in the middle. It's kind of and there is a lot of pushback, like you were saying.
Side to side, the middle does slowly get more progressive by all means. So it's just annoying because the pushback is always 2 steps forward,
Good
1
night,
step back.
You take care. See you in the morning, yeah.
See, that's the problem. People will change. You got to give them time to change. When you try and push them to change too quickly, that's when you get the pushback, like you were saying.
That's for sure.
That way.
I know. But hopefully we're. Yeah. Okay. So before we get onto this, like, I can't believe we're freaking talking about Roe versus Wade. Like, we shouldn't even be having that conversation. Anyways, let's keep going into this.
And at the time he allegedly committed the murder, police forces were not in the habit of sharing information across state lines.
Oh, that
it wasn't
makes
until
sense.
2020.
So all he had to do was just go like from town to town, or like not being in the, you know.
When Haryana's special task force was formed, the Prakash's case was seriously re-examined. He was put on a most wanted list, and a cash reward was offered for his arrest. The major break in the case came a couple of months back when police visited Prakash's old village and asked people about him. Several said that they had heard rumors that he was living somewhere in Uttar Pradesh. They were eventually able to track down a phone number, which not only led them to an address, but also to the government documents Prakash had managed to obtain when he created his new identity. It turned out that he had used he and his father's real names in the paperwork. Prakash was arrested after a week-long stakeout of where he was living in Ghaziabad. Apparently,
if you wouldn't have used your real name, bro.
Don't use your real name.
Yeah, it's
it still took a little time to confirm his identity because the only thing investigators had to work off of was a 30-year-old photograph. At the time of this recording, Prakash remains in police custody, though authorities say they still have a long way to go before obtaining a conviction. The evidence against him is now 3 decades.
Does that kind of sound like they might be trying to get a confession out of him, maybe?
Probably.
Did that kind of sound? That sounded a little creepy to me. We haven't gotten one, but we have 2 weeks to get one, and we'll get one.
We'll get one eventually.
Wow. Wow.
It's old, so detectives say it will take some time to build a case against him.
Okay, that part is true. Okay, they did recant themselves at the end. They were saying that they do have to gather evidence and blah blah blah. Okay, that makes sense. But just for a second,
dot the I's and cross the T's, so that when you do charge him, it's an ironclad thing. Yeah. No wiggle room.
So there's a Scottish island attacks. 1 killed, 3 injured.
Just before we get into this next story, I'd like to say that for the record, we know that all of our pronunciations in this one are going to be wrong. We did our best to look up the names of all of these places, including
especially Scotland. Yeah, but
I love the honesty.
Certain some places you definitely have a hard time with pronunciation.
Like Wales.
Watching a number of police and news reports, but unfortunately, they were all way too.
What is the place that adds like a gazillion vowels?
Well,
that's Wales. That's Welsh.
Is it Wales? Okay.
Yeah, sure doesn't have the really long name. Yeah.
Welsh
in general, and didn't include the names of the specific places we were looking for. If you want to help us out for next time,
why do you need 3 A's next to each other? Never mind.
Feel free to include the proper pronunciations in the comment section below. Thanks. Authorities on Scotland's Isle of Skye say that 1 man is dead this week and 3 others are injured after a series of attacks believed to be committed by the same 39-year-old man. According to reports, the incident began just before 9 a.m. on August 10th when police received a call about an attack in the village of Tarskaveg on the island's Slate Peninsula. They arrived to find a 32-year-old woman who had been stabbed.
Pretty good pronunciation.
She was subsequently airlifted to a hospital in Glasgow. Roughly 30 minutes later, authorities received a second call, this time about a gun being discharged at a property in the village of Saseg, less than 10 miles away. They arrived to find a 47-year-old man who is dead in his home. The terrifying events continued when police received a third call about a similar incident back on the mainland in the village of Dorney, about 30 miles northeast of the second crime scene. A gun had also been fired there in the home of a married couple, both of whom were injured and also needed to be taken to the hospital. At some point, police managed to connect the 3 incidents, zeroing in on a 39-year-old man as the...
Oh, I think I read about this earlier. He had a disagreement with all of these people. I hope they tell us about what, but he wanted to go to these people's houses and do this.
Suspect
random
man was arrested.
Yeah, it wasn't just like he was breaking into houses or something like that.
Hey, Mango.
It's premeditated.
He knew the people. Hey, Mango. Okay, sweet. Monday is the flat Earth next level. I can't call it a documentary because it's not.
It's not. It's just a YouTube video long form, basically.
It's a film. It's a film. It's a flat Earth film.
It's all a long video.
Long form.
I think we should call it a documentary or something like that.
Well,
I like that.
I like that better because I always want to call it a mockumentary, but they're serious. Like they really think
documentaries are funny. Yeah. And they're not the Fat Earth documentary isn't funny. It's sad.
Like Spinal Tap was a mockumentary. That kind of
laughed a lot. It was pretty funny. Anyways, let's keep
hilarious.
And also taken to the hospital with undisclosed injuries. While authorities have released almost no additional details about the terrifying attacks at the time of this recording, they have released the names of the 4 victims.
I mean, that
It's
could
not
just be
actually
like,
that far.
has been identified.
yeah, no, I was going to say that could actually just be 50 miles or 20
Not that
miles.
far, but
again,
still.
Between 1 and 2, they said 10 miles.
10 miles.
Okay.
So the other one's probably
Oh.
40 miles away or 50.
40, 30, 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
Well, you got to go around the water too. So
Obviously,
it's
yeah.
not a straight shot. Yeah. So probably 40.
And across the barge and no, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Get on a ferry.
gotta go to a ferry. No, just
Blood all over me. He's like, don't mind me. Just
Oh my
passing
God,
through."
sorry.
just yeah.
Oh gosh.
Identified as John
Nobody knows
McKinnon,
them.
while the 3 injured victims have been identified as 32-year-old Rowena McDonald and married couple John and Faye McKenzie. It said that Rowena is John McKinnon's sister-in-law. Most of the other details we were able to find about the case currently appear to be unconfirmed rumors. This includes reports that allege that the firearm used in the attacks was a shotgun, and that McKinnon may have been killed while trying to prevent the suspect from obtaining the weapon. Again, we should stress that these details appear to be unconfirmed, though. At the time of this recording, no information has been released about the 39-year-old suspect, his relationship to any of the victims, or his alleged motive. The situation is still developing.
Okay, I thought I had read something about it, but just because they didn't have information doesn't mean, and I don't know where I'd
Representatives from
find
Brazil's
that.
Rio de Janeiro civil police say that they have arrested the daughter of a famed art collector this week after she and several of her accomplices were accused of conning her mother out of over $140 million worth of art cash.
$140
Whoa.
million.
$140 million. Whew.
Whoa.
Damn.
And her mother, from her mother too.
Mother, yeah.
Jeez.
Own
And
mother.
jewelry. According to investigators, the incident traces its roots back to 2015, when one of Brazil's most well-known art collectors and dealers, Jean Bogici, passed away at the age of 87,
John
leaving his
Bogici.
collection to his widow, Genevieve. Though Genevieve was elderly herself, and eventually the family fortune was due to go to her and her late husband's daughter, Sabine, authorities say that Sabine got tired of waiting. That's when she allegedly hatched a scheme.
And look what she looks like. Look what she looks like.
Yeah.
Like a
She's
psycho.
I
like,
got tired of waiting
white
for Mummy to die, so
I need a new house. I need a new car. I need new necklaces. Oh my god!
What am I
I
gonna
need
do with my
everything.
nail chips? Seriously.
I know. What if I can't get like all vegan food? Like I need it to be all like natural, and it needs to be
And
like
I'm due
all
for
like
a Brazilian
local.
next week, so
right.
Bleach
Exactly.
my anus. I gotta get my anus bleached. You know. Okay, let's keep going.
She wants
To get access to her inheritance.
Why didn't she just ask her mother for the money?
Right. She may
Probably
have.
his mom was
for all
sick
we
of
know,
paying
but
it out, I'm sure.
Probably. I bet you, yeah.
She's probably a spoiled little shit. Mom said, no, I'm not leaving all this to you.
Yeah.
You're going to waste it. You're going to blow it.
You probably, none of us can probably imagine the insanity that life that they live. You know what I'm saying? None of us
My
understand.
Is he left it to the
it's-
mom and the daughter, but he left like in a trust to the mom to give to the daughter kind of deal. And she probably kept wanting more and more and more and bugging mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why would you need to take that much fucking art? I could go with a $10,000 painting and sell it on the black market for, well, okay, let's go for 20,000 and I sell it for 10.
Right.
I'm golden for a hot minute, you know. That's
true.
all I need. I don't need a million. I just need, a
Okay,
couple.
let me just say real quick. I move art for a living.
Yeah.
And I've had huge pieces and little pieces that were worth $1,000, maybe 10,000,
Right.
maybe. That's bullshit money in art.
Yeah, that's true.
And we've also picked up big pieces that they were like, don't tilt this crate, don't put anything on top of it. The shit inside is worth way more than I can afford. That was basically what the boss told me.
Wow.
Right.
She's got the best insurance for art transportation, and you have to be like, she's in the elite because she's never had any accidents or anything.
And I'm guessing she probably blow through money like nobody's business as well.
Yeah,
No, she's a tight ass. She's
moved,
77 years old and she's an
the daughter.
ex-accountant.
I'm talking about the daughter.
This lady. Oh, of course.
She's probably blowing through her money like crazy.
My point is that
More and more.
her parents' art wasn't worth that much if everything she got was under $1 million.
Yeah,
that wasn't
totally.
that wasn't shit. Yeah,
but still, like, why do you need to take that much from? I mean, I don't know. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine trying to take $1 million or $500,000 from somebody.
I can imagine taking 1,000 from somebody. Are you?
Yeah, no, me neither.
In her was going to be some of it passed on to her from when her father passed, both the mother and her.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So she got greedy.
That's what it was.
That's it.
I think mommy controlled the purse strings, though.
Yeah, totally. And she just
wanted more.
Have she probably wanted to have her own apartment, or buy certain things that she couldn't obviously do without, or she needed that new car, or she wanted, a bracelet or a necklace that was like $10,000 or some bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have no idea what's in the minds of these people, because none of us can comprehend how rich, greed. And there's greed, and that's what it is. Is their greed?
We've never been.
We're not greedy.
Yeah, we've never been.
She obviously comes from money, so she obviously had money anyway.
Most of us haven't been raised in a materialistic environment.
No.
Yeah.
Because there was no way to do that when you're poor growing up.
Yeah.
True.
Right.
Yeah. I grew up in an art family, but I didn't like the rich lifestyle that all those people were doing. Like, they're all hanging out with each other, with their pinky up, drinking these like really nasty drinks, saying, I have an investment in blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to go to the bar. I'm going to go talk to the fucking dude who's got like no teeth in his mouth and is going to tell me fucking awesome stories.
Exactly. That's worth a lot more.
Yeah,
it's worth a lot more, my boy.
I don't know if that they said it, but the dude is meant to appear in court. I think it's either yesterday or next Friday. They're not actually given a date. They just said Friday.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I don't believe him getting arrested on Wednesday and getting a sentencing on Friday would be it. One died, two in critical condition. It says one of them was his wife.
Oh.
Okay.
And two other people following a series of firearm incidents in northwest Scotland.
Okay.
John McKinnon, 47, died after a firearm was discharged on the Isle of Skye.
Okay.
Gunshots were also heard on the mainland at dawn. Wester Ross. 3 others were taken to hospital following the incidents, including a man, 63, who is in critical condition on Thursday, a 32-year-old woman known locally as Rowena McDonald, whose injuries have been described as serious, and 63-year-old woman was taken to Bradford Hospital Skye and released after treatment.
Okay.
Finally, McDonald, 39, the young woman's husband, is due to attend Inverness Sheriff's Court on Friday to face charges relating to the alleged murder of Mr. McKinnon and the alleged attempted murder of the 3 others who were injured.
Jeez.
Okay, they still didn't say exactly how he knew the rest of them?
No.
Okay.
I think they said the Rowena, though, is like a sister-in-law or something. That's
so we heard sister-in-law and then we heard wife.
Yeah, so the younger one was his wife, who he attempted to kill. The 2 may have been in-laws.
There we go.
Okay, that could have been.
See, that's what I thought I had read, and they were having I don't want to say anything. I want to say it was a dispute over money or something like that. It was. I think that's what I thought I read.
It was a dispute over something, basically.
Yeah. And that's why he decided he was going to do that.
Wow.
But the guy that died was a father of 6.
Wow.
Of course.
Piece of shit.
Early. According to reports, the plan began in 2020 when a woman claiming to be a psychic approached 82-year-old Genevieve in the middle of the street. She told her that her family was in imminent danger, particularly her daughter Sabine. The psychic convinced Genevieve to accompany her to see several other people with purported powers of clairvoyance, all of whom confirmed the initial psychic's chilling.
See, this is why you don't believe in those people that are trying to take your stuff or direct your life through this.
Yeah.
Because it is. I was raised as I got into the carny scene, and then I was taught how to read things, do things, and fortune tell, tea leaves, dice, bones, tarot cards, all kinds of scrying of different types, and it's all just you just go off what their vibe. When somebody walks in, you look at what their age is, if they have rings on, if they don't, if they're disheveled, if they're neatly kept, You just go off of what you feel the vibe off of them, and you just keep directing them in directions until you get the right
And
thing.
is it more like generalities too? You don't get oddly specific. It's more generalizing.
Yeah.
So it can fit
statements.
anybody. Yeah.
You say why does the letter P? You know what is that?
What is that?
So
And that's just
if they're
vague
like
enough.
a 50-year-old woman, chances are her parents are dead.
Correct.
Right.
Or obviously grandparents. So you're like, I'm seeing an older man behind you. He's giving off a very like fatherly figure vibes. The way he's looking at you is such love. Like,
there
has to be someone that was like such a huge role model in your life, someone you really cared for. Look, they're so proud of you.
There's books and books and books that you can read on it, and it teaches you exactly how to do it. I was taught firsthand by a handful of people in different ways, and then I read the books. Went to the library, got them. There was like 2 or 3 different like occult bookstores in San Diego that we would go to. And a lot of times the owners knew who we were because we always went there, and you could like literally just go and sit down and just read one of their fucking books and then put it back on the shelf and just walk out. I mean, we'd buy like little things, or we would buy books, but you could just go there and read how to do palm reading and then walk out and go down the street and go do it.
Anyone that may happen to hear this that does believe that there are scam artists, but there are also legitimate people out there that do it. If you ever go to have a reading online, please listen to this advice I will give you. Do not give them your real name. Especially a name that's linked to your social media. Do not give them an email that is linked to your social media, because they will use that to research you. To scam you, basically. They shouldn't need things like a picture of you. They shouldn't need things like a full name, anything like that. And if you give them an image, take one specifically for that, not one that is on your social media, because they can do a reverse image search.
Okay, so let's keep going.
Putting warning. Unbeknownst to Genevieve, all of these people had actually been hired by Sabine, who provided them with personal information about her and the family ahead of time to make their psychic powers seem legitimate.
That's
the
called
rules
a
work,
hot reader.
and the elderly woman agreed to pay the con artist the equivalent of nearly $1 million to do, quote, spiritual work to save her daughter. Police say that once the suspects were in Genevieve's home, things only escalated as they and Sabine began to target more of the family fortune, particularly their artwork. They would allegedly end up stealing at least 16 paintings, 3 of which were by Tarsila do Amaral, one of Brazil's most celebrated artists. These 3 paintings alone had an estimated value of roughly $138 million. The fake psychics were able to take them under the guise that they were cursed with some sort of negative energy and needed to be spiritually cleansed. Though Genevieve eventually...
They said they had to be spiritually cleansed, and that's why they had to be taken.
Cursed, but they were worth 100 and something million. But they were cursed.
But they were cursed.
This only confirms to me that she was probably put under some sort of trust by Daddy when he died.
By that time, she had reportedly been confined to her home. Sabine had allegedly furthered this isolation by firing the staff and domestic workers that her mother employed, so that there was no one she could turn to for help. At this point, Sabine and the other suspects reportedly began to directly threaten and assault Genevieve in order to get her to comply with the thefts of her art and valuables. While it's not exactly clear how the horrifying situation was brought to light, some local reports we came across mentioned that Genevieve was eventually able to make it to a police station. An investigation was subsequently launched, in which authorities were able to recover most of the stolen paintings. 11 were reportedly found during raids on one of the fake psychics' homes, while 3 others were apparently found in Sao Paulo. Currently, police say that they are still trying to track down 2 others, which were allegedly sold by the suspects to a museum in Argentina. At the time of this recording, Sabine and 3 of her suspected accomplices have been arrested and remain in police custody. 3 others are still being sought by police. According to reports, all of the suspects will be facing charges of embezzlement, robbery, extortion, false imprisonment, and criminal association.
You know what's sad about that is she's going to go to jail, But legally, I believe if her mother dies, legally she'll get her mother's fortune after all that.
She still will probably.
I believe so. Unless her mother writes her and says, nope, you ain't getting a dime.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, if she gets written.
But if someone's to the mom before that happens, it will revert to the daughter.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Oh my
yes,
God,
you
this
guys,
one.
the
I've been
Fox
waiting for this
sisters, I think it was 2 out of the 3 admitted it was all a big scam. The third one went to her death, claiming that it was all 100% legitimate. But 2 of them admitted, like before they died, like this was this wasn't real. It was all fake. And they are now doing a lot of amazing research into finding out how the Victorian ghost photography was done. Because we know it's fake, we don't quite know how they exactly managed to do it.
Dog, I'm gonna have to mute you. Dog, I'm gonna have to mute you for a second. You got a lot of background noise going on. Sorry,
Thanks, buddy. That was really hurting my ear.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
okay.
was just about to say
guess it's the machines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, buddy. I know it's not your
Other
fault.
people, so there's not much you can do. Yeah.
No, I know, brother. But we're
got
glad
all
you're
his
here.
We got you.
He's getting his money's worth out the
That's
NHS.
right. That's right.
Universal healthcare.
Yes.
Universal healthcare.
Do you remember meaning of life where they have the mom giving birth and they had to bring all the machines in because the hospital bigwigs were coming in to make sure everything was on the up and up. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like when this machine that goes bing.
I know about that.
I remember that scene.
Okay, so we're gonna see how far he lets us know about this, and if he doesn't give us enough information at first, Mom, I'm sure you can fill us in really quick exactly what happened. But let's see how he
he's pretty good with it.
Yeah, he usually is pretty good about like filling people in, and so here we go.
After paying Australian flat earther Mitchell $150, he has produced a video for me, but he's also been a very naughty boy.
Oh, jeez, what did he do?
Yeah. This is the guy who got shots in it.
He didn't do it.
Amazing. Mitchell from Australia has indeed returned to Space Science to film that video. I paid him $150 Australian for. Well, when I say I paid him, actually, it's you kind guys, my amazing patrons, my wonderful subscribers, and those who super chatted. So we owe all this jollification, education, and general fun to you guys. Thank you. So let's review the work that my Antipodean flat earth subcontractor has completed for me. Then we'll look into him willfully doxing me. I've got proof. First is video.
So Flat Earth School is what this fool calls himself, and he found a focal. I think he edited the video wrong. I don't think it was broken, although they do have them in learning centers that have magnets because they need them to work constantly, right? And
in his first video, he showed it like he said like 9:11 a.m. or something, and showed it swinging. And then when he showed an hour later, he showed it from another angle instead of keeping the same angle. So you couldn't see whether it processed or not.
Okay, I see what I see.
He did not show things long enough to show procession. So that's why Mr. Sensible says, I'll give you 150 Australian dollars. You know, go back to a 4-hour uncut video for me.
Yeah.
So you can see, I can see procession. And this is what he produced.
Okay, so here we go.
So here you go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Flat Earth School. The school is all around us 24/7 since the beginning of existence. I'm Mitchell from Australia, and I'm back here live at Science Space in Wollongong.
Top start, Mitch, and good idea to show yourself there. Proves you returned. Thank you.
The home of the Earth rotation debunking Foucault pendulum.
Well, Mitch gives a couple minutes rundown on his original video, fair enough, and then comes back to us with these final words before entering the museum.
What the fuck?
I've been requested to come back here by Mr. Sensible to take a 4-hour video of this Earth rotation debunking faux pendulum.
You have indeed, Mr. from Australia. I paid you $150 Australian to film that pendulum for 4 hours, no matter what it shows. Looking forward to it.
Now, I've been called a liar. People have said that the pendulum absolutely does show the rotation of the Earth, that
So
I just edited things together.
Absolutely right, Mitch. I mean, I suggested that perhaps the kick mechanism was faulty. I suggested perhaps there was an issue with the mounting. I also warned you that some people may call you a liar and claim that you had edited the video just to suit. I didn't do that. In fact, I suggested that you film for 4 hours non-stop. Then that would rule that out. You would show that you're not misediting things in order to tell an untruth. You then asked for $150 in order to finance this filming. And I stepped forward and paid you. So we're all excited. We're ready to go.
Now let's go.
Can you believe he looks like that? I mean, of course he lks like that, dude.
And he has children, by the way.
And 3. Doesn't he have 3? I think. God damn it.
Have a look, shall we?
Now, much to my surprise, I didn't even have to wait 4 hours to prove my claim. The museum had already proven it for me.
Unfortunately, a fault has recently been discovered and therefore this exhibit is currently being repaired. Please be aware that our beautifully round Earth is still rotating and our exhibit shall demonstrate this shortly. We apologise for this exhibit being unavailable.
After being absolutely inundated by people's phone calls.
Okay, so really quick, I want to say Mr. Sensible and probably other people did contact this, I'm going to say museum, science
It's a children's
center?
museum, I think, is what it is. Yeah.
They did message them, email, and a couple other ways, and said, you may want to look at this piece of equipment. There may be something wrong with it. Okay.
Because I think during Mitch's first video, he was. I didn't hear the words, but I'll take Mr. Sensible's word for it that he was saying it wasn't progressing or something, and he brought that up to Mitch that maybe something was wrong and all that stuff. Yeah.
The pivot may not have been working right.
Things
it may
that
have
work
been
perfectly sometimes. Hello, it happens.
Well,
you know?
you have to fix shit.
Yeah,
breaks.
exactly.
So
Nothing's perfect.
They have been swinging for so long that it
needed oiling or something. And they're spraying the hinge. I mean,
obviously this is like. The only thing that sucks about this is that the flat earthers are going to claim a win for themselves because they're going to say,
it, ha ha ha.
They know they're going to claim conspiracy because
they're going to claim flat earth proof. Globies pulled it, ha ha ha, like they always do.
Yeah, they made it so we couldn't do the experiment again, so that they because it would
like they knew he was going to be going there that day to film it.
He could have called. He could have called there and find out if the thing is open, if it's actually working. So he doesn't have. But they don't care about that.
I don't know what content creator did this, and it's all over the internet. But there's like this lady, this Karen, and I don't remember the other things that she did. But the other day, she went into a supermarket and said, you knew I was going to be here, so you took out all of your organic stuff just so I could not have anything to eat. You're starving me. You knew I was going to be here. You took away all this food. What the fuck would a grocery store doesn't do that? That's not how the grocery store works. And she's like, you knew I was coming here. What the fuck is going on? How does your bitch ass think that you're fucking that important that like people have to? You think huge corporations are going to manicure anything for you other than if you like make a huge complaint or something does happen or you do sue them properly or whatever? No, they don't give a fuck about your dumb ass.
Your service anyway.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense. It's fucking insane what these people think.
Why would they? So it's going to take to remove all the organic stuff, probably 2 people, a few hours to remove it all and put it somewhere where it won't deteriorate, because we're talking about fresh and frozen and tinned shit, right?
And then the other thing is,
how much money are they going to lose with everyone else that would have wanted to buy it?
Well, then the other thing is there was food there. She was just saying that it wasn't like crisp and clean enough like the other stuff that wasn't organic. Yeah, that's because that's how it works, dummy. The stuff that's freaking genetically engineered, it looks all like pretty. The stuff that's not comes in weird shapes or doesn't look exactly the right
or
color
has
or
spots
whatever.
or something.
Right,
Yeah, which doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that's organic for you. That's what you get when you want to fucking be organic.
People that like the organic food, that it's weird. They do it where like the carrots aren't cleaned, right? You leave the greens on the top, the roots on the tip, and a bit of soil to show how fresh it is from the soil to you, and it makes it look that bit more rustic and healthier. It's a psychological tactic. It's probably still just as old as every other carrot, but it's just the presentation.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's about presentation. If you talk
Appearance
to a chef,
is key.
If you talk to a chef, the reason why they present certain dishes in certain ways when they bring it out to you is to make your mouth water and to make you immediately want to dig into it. You have to make it pretty.
Yeah.
Same with a cocktail. When you're mixing a cocktail, you won't have to make it pretty. If you make it look like it's a bunch of shite sitting in front of them, you're like, can I get another one? I don't want this like brown turd looking thing or this thing that looks like it's gonna like it's bad, you know, like
the lemon's weird rotten, color. The parsley is drooping. What the fuck?
And or it's a weird color, you know, like there's not very many foods that are the color blue. Because blue for us seems to be rotten or it has mold or something. So our brain, when we see blue foods, we actually are anti it. So if you look at
like blueberries are purple. They're not blue, but they're more purple.
Yeah,
so
but there's not very many.
As much.
Yeah, and there's not very many. And if you ever look at a food dish, you'll almost never see a blue on there. You'll see purples and pinks, but you'll never see a blue because for some reason in our brain, we are conditioned to think that means that it's rotten or there's something wrong.
Do you remember
this was? Sorry,
this was a while ago. Heinz ketchup made the different colored ketchups.
Yes,
that purple and green.
Shade. Yeah.
And they flopped because nobody wants to see purple and green ketchup.
Green ketchup because
it's because they look
tomatoes
so
are red,
fake.
Yeah, they're just vibrant.
A hot dog,
so much of a chemical.
Yeah, they did totally. And you put it on your hot dog, and it's like that is gross. Like what the fuck is that? You know, like
blue ice cream, right? Blue ice cream. You look at it, and you know, that is a synthetically flavored thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we think it's going to be bubblegum generally, but it's like you look at that and you know that's not natural.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you get blue raspberry flavor. Raspberries are not blue.
Yeah. Like what Sim said, we know that blue is not a natural color for our food.
Even in Kool-Aid, when people do Kool-Aid and you have the blue one is not as appealing as the other colors.
So
and the purple has so much blue in it, it tastes like blue food coloring too.
True.
That's true.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, just like with Willy Wonka, the blue's bad, and I love it. Anyways, let's keep going.
You're right. They said it. I never noticed it. Blue is bad.
They were saying the blue is bad and the blueberry. And okay, keep going.
Calls and emails asking why their Foucault pendulum does not work. The museum had no other choice but to go into damage control and close their exhibition, fully confirming my claim that this Foucault pendulum did not demonstrate the rotation of the Earth.
Damage control. Their apparatus, which shows the rotation of the Earth, is faulty. Therefore, they closed down the apparatus. The fact that that apparatus is not working doesn't demonstrate anything about the rotation of the Earth.
Except that it's not working.
And who are the humble pie globe believers who said I was a liar?
Well, you can ask those that called you a liar to eat humble pie, Mitch. I never called you that. Although you have already been demonstrated to be a liar because you posted that you had informed me that the ticket price of $52 was for you and 3 children. But I've already shown you said nothing about children.
That this Foucault pendulum absolutely would show the rotation of the Earth. You've used up all your excuses trying to dance around the issue.
But the other thing is, but really quick, you're telling me nothing else inside of that science center doesn't show gravity or something else?
That's the thing, no. Yeah.
It's
He
got
won't go
to,
looking
right?
for it. He wouldn't go looking for it if they did.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
of
there's
course not.
probably
You don't want to
this-
prove
this-
yourself wrong.
Exactly.
Well, of course they don't. That's why they think they get gotcha moments. They're like, gotcha, yeah. Look, I found this little thing that kind of works if you like, hit yourself in the head and you like grab your balls and you like twist them.
Right.
But it's like this is what
jerk
they
right
do.
or left.
It is like okay, let me use another good example. Creationists. What they try to do is they don't present a model for creation. They try to say, oh, this aspect of evolution is wrong, so therefore intelligent design, therefore God.
Exactly.
It's the same thing there.
They poke.
They can't think, so therefore.
And they never prove. They just discredit. They
just discredit, and it's dishonest.
Well, and don't they always say that the burden of proof is on us for some reason? When no,
which they get that wrong. It's on. They make the claims. It's actually on them.
It's on them.
Yeah,
exactly.
They think though the burden is on us because we make the claim that God is not real. But that's not a claim.
No, that's not a claim. I usually put it like this. I said we are not convinced of the claim that you make that a God exists, and that's general for all atheists, whether they are hard atheists or soft atheists. We are not convinced, and it's not a worldview, because they always say it is a world. It's not a worldview. This is so dishonest. Oh gosh, I can't. Anyway,
okay, let's keep going with this, because we can go.
You can go crazy. You can go crazy with this.
We all are on the same page pretty much with it.
Now it's time to address the fact.
Yes, the fact is that pendulum is broken. You need to explain why all the other Foucault pendulums demonstrate the rotation of the Earth, Mitch.
Exactly.
And that they show differing amounts depending on their latitude.
That there is no observable or...
And I know that he wouldn't have known this, but I mean, next time you go, call first. Because he drove ways.
From what I get from Chris Durham, I guess team talked about this last night, and he's saying he probably did call ahead of time, and he found it wasn't working and still went anyway. Because Mitchell's the kind of guy that would do something like that.
Yeah, of course, because
perfect. You can't prove me wrong. I'm going to go now.
Yeah, exactly. You know? And then he's going to take the money and run.
They're opportunists. They'll take any opportunity they can to,
Okay, we'll see you, dog.
Hey, doorknob head.
Dog's got to take off.
Okay, dog.
I hope you feel better.
Yeah, all right. So, once again, before he goes any further, I just want to point out there's probably like 5 display. I don't know what you call it. That show that the Earth is round, or there's gravity, or that's what those things do, is prove the Earth, right? And so why would it not? So just because this thing doesn't work, why don't you go somewhere else and look at something else and try to disprove it? Once again, we already know the answer. They're opportunists, and he thought he found something wrong with this, and he did, and that's the thing.
Sorry.
He found something wrong with this, right? And then he called it out, but he said it was for the flat Earth and not for the globe. Somebody let them know that there was something wrong with it. They had to take it down, and they're going to have to redo it. And in like a week or a month, they're going to have it back up, because that's how the Earth works. Is these things do work if they're properly set up as an experiment. You can't do an experiment wrong and get it to give you the correct results, right? I mean,
or measurable Earth rotation.
Well, not with a broken pendulum, of course not.
That's what I'm saying.
You're going to see as much rotation as you will by studying a tub of lard, you gimboid.
But let's not forget the real star of the show, Mr. Sensible, whose donation and arrogance made this Earth rotation debunking possible. At best, all you've done.
But you did not show us 4 hours of it working, you twat.
And hang on, it was not a donation in arrogance anyway.
No, because it would have worked
if it assumed it was arrogance, because Glober is arrogant.
Yeah,
it's usually the other way around.
It would have worked if it was working.
Correct.
Right? And so what he's claiming victory when it's like in a boxing match. The dude didn't show up because he got shot in the face the night before and he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
He can't show up. There's no way to get them there. Jim. And they're like, well, I won. Yeah. Oh, and I paid off the guy to shoot him last night, and I won.
Right. I won.
It's kind of like that.
All Mitchell's doing is, you lost, and he's just saying a whole bunch of crap just to.
Yeah, and then I hope I
Make
really
him
hope he
sound
didn't
better.
dox him, but we'll
Done.
see.
He's
You'll
debunked
see.
Earth rotation.
No, Mitch, I think you've got that wrong. I paid you $150 Australian as requested using the PayPal link that you provided. I didn't bunk or debunk anything. I just paid for a 4-hour video. Your video ran for a stately 3 minutes, 27 seconds, 1.5 minutes of which was intro. Where is my 4-hour video? You even said, Mitch,
I've been requested to come back here by Mr. Sensible to take a 4-hour video of this Earth rotation debunking Foucault pendulum.
a 3 minute 27 video is not what I paid for. It is not what you promised. 4 hours uncut. If you had even half a wit about you, you'd have sat there on your little butt and filmed the non-working pendulum for 4 hours. And I'd have said,
dumbass.
hey, you've done what you said. You've earned your money. Only you didn't, did you? So I want my money back. Hi, sweet cheeks. I note the short video you uploaded today. It was not a 4-hour continuous uncut video uploaded at real-time speed of the Foucault pendulum that you accepted $150 Australian for to provide and that you asked for to finance it. Therefore, I request that you refund my $150 in full immediately to my address. PayPal me, Mr. Sensible. Now, if you go to my...
And see, this is one of the other things that really pisses me off about these... I'm just going to be rude and crude because, like, YouTube has not said anything yet. No. Although the other day, one of our streams got put as adult only.
Really?
And it was the dungeon one where we were talking about, like, vaginas and things like that.
Right.
I went and went, I was like, yeah, duh. All of them are. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
I have my channel marked like that, and they still send me messages saying, we made this only for adult. I'm like, that's how my channel is marked.
Well, that's
exactly
18 and over.
And what I forget is when I set it up in StreamYard, it doesn't give me that little box to check. I have to go into YouTube Studio and then scroll down a million times, go through 3 different and then click that box. I'm not doing that every time. Screw you guys. It's
no, I did the main one on my channel, and if they catch it after that, it just sends me a thing saying we made it adults only, and I'm like, thanks. I didn't.
That's what I did. Yeah, no, that's what I did. I said this is not for kids. This is not any kind of I said no, this is crazy weird shit. However, I could say that to them, and I clicked all those boxes. So yeah, they just sent me a message saying, which it happens very rarely, which is funny because we literally talk about like way crazy fucked up shit.
They let you get away with a lot of stuff to a point.
And well, when you have as many followers as I have, which is like nil, they don't really give a flying fuck until
it's really what it is.
More.
I only had like a couple of videos where they sent me that. I've never been like had one pulled off, nothing. And we have talked about the raunchiest shit in the fucking world on my channel. Just like you guys, pretty much.
Yeah. I got strikes.
I never even
I got strikes, but only because they were going through like weird, movie copyright stuff, and they were going through music copyright. So for a couple of years, I've been on since like 2006 or something like that. I've done so many different things that at a couple points in time they were like, oh well, you can't like show this clip of a movie, or you can't use the audio of this, or you can't use this part of the music.
Right.
Now they've relaxed it kind of and said, you know what, the monetization is going to be put in this place or not monetized or whatever, and they just like do it that way.
They're doing sharing now too, which is nice. To to somebody else, they're like you're sharing the revenue. So
I've not had it with that. I've had the copyright strikes and them saying revenues going to them, and I'm like, I'm not
as soon
monetized
as you get
yet. So
so when you get when you monetized, then they'll send you the sharing thingy mabobber. They won't send it to you now, which is even funnier.
I've ever had one video taken down, and I didn't bother to contest it because it was fair, and it was. I only uploaded the video onto my YouTube channel to give the video to someone else, so they had the link to download it and everything, and that was the video of Rev News saying the N-word like 30 times in a minute. And I put it on private as well, with only to be sent via the link.
Yep.
And it got taken down, and I
the
got
algorithm.
a warning for it. And I said, I didn't contest it because I understand the bots got me, but I made sure no one could view it and everything, and it was to give to someone else, so they had the evidence of him being a prick, and still they got me. I was like, oh.
I've learned in instances like
but
that,
you know what?
use your Google Drive.
I uploaded it on Twitter to send it to them, right? And Twitter didn't notice for a year. I took it down myself because I realized, like, oh shit, it's still on there.
That's funny. Well, Twitter's kind of
took
weird.
a year for
Twitter's nothing happened. I took it down because I forgot I'd left it up there. I was like, oh shit, I better take that down.
Okay, let's keep going further.
My PayPal. You see this, Mr. Sensible, excellent YouTube debunker and keeper of Arnold, Slayer of Flirfs. I've already given you advice, Mitch, about your wife's PayPal in order to help you protect yourself.
Yeah, and he told
now, the interesting thing about that, Mitch, is
himself.
My PayPal didn't always say that. It had a name, rather a unique name. That name was there to see if anyone would try and take advantage and try and dox me. Now, you wouldn't want to do that now, would you, my love? So, in response to my email to Mitch requesting my money back, he sent me back this email. I shall reveal the rest of it in a few minutes, just to maintain an appropriate level of suspense. Like I requested, you remove your video where you dox my wife, you low-life father mucker. Doxed your wife. As I showed in the previous video, you were posting links on every single one of your videos to PayPal, which gave her full name. What's more, what else have you got on your channel, Mitch? Right, let's go to Mitchell from Australia. Here's your channel. Let's do a search. And what does that come back with? Oh dear. Result number 2. A video with you and your wife.
Oh my
and
God.
You even name her. What's more, Mitch?
Exactly.
In the description, what did you have? A link to her website and her Instagram. It appears that you've only just removed that because it was there this morning. However, you're not that bright, are you, Mitchell? Because in the side chat, you have her name, the name of the book she's selling, and a link to her website. You complete drongo. Don't you dare accuse me of doxing when all that happened was accidentally some information that you were linking to appeared on my video. When you have your wife with her name, with the name of her book, with links to her website, and a few hours ago a link to her Instagram as well, and then you call me a doxer. It's you, you chuff nugget. I have nothing against your wife, and nobody should be contacting her about this. And as I said on the last video, I'd call that behaviour out. But it's you that's putting this personal information out. It's your own damn fault. Anyway, let's carry on.
It is so funny that people don't realize like what they're actually doing when they put stuff out. I'm an entertainer. My name is everywhere. My information is everywhere for a reason. I have to.
Yeah.
My phone number has to be public. You have to be able to look up Slim the Living Cyborg and then look up my real name and things like that for promoters and stuff. The difference is I don't go around talking shit or being stupid to where people are going to like dox me or
go after you. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not really scared anyways.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm just making fun of some of these people, but I'm not like being malicious about it. I will cuss somebody out when they're being stupid like we did on the Flat Earth film. But there's no like maliciousness, and if somebody wants to show up at my doorstep, they can have fun because I used to do security for a living. I know. Never mind.
In Mr. Sensel's previous video to this, he talked about how it was known that the wife's name got on when he was showing the initial video.
Yeah.
He went into the editor on YouTube and blurred her name out.
Yes, he did.
Instead of removing it, he just blurred her name. It took a while for YouTube to
process
it, but when I watched it, the name was blurred. Yeah. Mitchell still bitched at him, and he was nice about it. He says, I accidentally did that. It was not. I didn't mean to do that. But he was so nice to Mitchell. Mitchell was an asshole back to him, though.
Yeah, no, I know. It's silly. And again, if your wife's name's everywhere, then why are you crying about it? You're just being a crybaby, so you can cry about it.
Exactly.
Get on with your email with a big reveal. Now, remember what I said about my PayPal? There was a name on there, let's just assume that name was Horatio Golf Bag. Let's have a look what Mitch says next. No, Horatio Golf Bag, your donation was spent as I stated I would. Entry fee, petrol, and my time. If you have a problem with the pendulum being a no-show, take it up with the museum. I have no problem with a pendulum. I have a problem with your lack of 4-hour video. Now, why have you said no, Horatio Golf Bag? You didn't just say no, Horatio. You made sure you used both names. I took that as
So
you making
doxed.
clear that you had both names, that you feel you have some sort of power over me. It may feel like that, Mitch, only you don't. So how did this email finish? Until then, go away. Oh, lovely, Mitch. Every single one of my emails, which everybody has seen, every single one of my emails has been unfailingly polite. You have just shown what sort of person you are. No,
well, that's one of the things. It's like Nathan Oakley. He just is a huge asshole about it. And it's like, you're mad because you really don't have any proof against us. And you get schooled every fucking day, and that's your problem. Their problems is
to most people, we're the ones that are the insulting ones that are vile and toxic. Hello, no, we're not.
The only one who does debates that are like kind of like that are Fight the Flat Earth. Everybody else does them really, really nice. We sit down and talk. When I had my conversation with the Flat Earther at the bar, the first couple minutes I was being a douche. I will acknowledge that. Then when I sat down with him the second time, which is that little tiny cut, that was the only cut in the audio only because we moved, and then I turned it back on, so the whole thing was there. Then I realized I need to sit back and let him spew out all the insanity, and I don't need to rebut him right now. I just need to let him run his mouth. And so then I sat back and I just let him talk. But again, it was insulting stuff that was happening throughout it. If you listen to it, and if you haven't, go back and listen to Flat Earth Talk at a bar, or Talk with a Flat Earther at a bar, or something. So anyways, let's keep going.
Anyone's wondering why I still have the name covered up, I'll tell you why in a minute, because I have good reason. And if anyone's thinking, well, that's not doxing because he sent it to you, have a look at this. Here is a short email that MC Toon sent to you in reply to your email, which you can see at the bottom. You can tell your mate Horatio Golf Bag that I went back to Science Space to... just doxed me. You took that name that was on that PayPal and passed it to another individual. Now, I can confirm, and MC Toon will confirm as well, he had never seen that name before. Now, he doesn't know, and you don't know, if that's my real name or not. But you quite happily and deliberately passed it on to someone else. That, my little green friend, is doxing. So that is why I haven't revealed that name. Mitch, if that name appears anywhere, I know it's from you. You're the only person, other than Toon, who I trust, who knows that name. You've had fair warning. So if you've already passed that name on to one or more of your little flirty friends in the hope that you're going to use it for something, I suggest you get in contact with them, and get in contact with them pretty damn quick. Because if that name pops up, you're in a world of hurt. The other funny thing, Mitch, is that whether you use that name or you find out some other name for me and you're good at Kung Fu and you find out some things about me, at that point, you'll crap your pants and wish you hadn't looked. I think, Mitch, that perhaps you may have misjudged me, just like several other flat earthers. You seem nice, Mr. Sensible, friendly, Mr. Sensible, smiley, Mr. Sensible, wouldn't hurt a fly, Mr. Sensible. Just him, joking about cheese, showing his cat on the stream, and being a stupid, incapable flat earther. You think to yourself, there's someone I can get one over on. Well, why don't you ask Mr. Anthony Riley, who made disablest hate speech comments to myself and other creators? Ask him how he felt when the police visited him. Ask Mr. Nathan Oakley when he was looking into doxing me, how he felt when he was called into the police station. Oh, yes, both of those badly misjudged me. And Mitch, I think that you are starting to find out that
I'm not the man with whom to fuck.
That's awesome. Remember yourself saying this.
I've been requested to come back here by Mr. Sensible to take a 4-hour video of this Earth rotation debunking focal pendulum.
Well, as you didn't give me a 4-hour video, I would like my money back, and I'd like it back now. You can send it to paypal.me/Mr. Sensible. I look forward to receiving it soon. Now, you may wonder, Mitch, why nobody seems to like you, why you're not very popular. Well, there's a good reason for that, Mitch. That's because...
You're wanker, we hate you. You're wanker, yeah.
Sweet.
I would not be surprised if Mitch filmed the Mr. Sensible asked me to come here after he went into the museum.
No, I'm on the same page with you. I think he's going to try to do that. Okay, so have you all heard of red pilling or black pilling?
Yes. Yeah.
I think I have.
Where the men are like anti-women, they're the incels, and they think it's all like other people's fault. The reason they're not getting laid, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yes. Oh yes.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go over the idiocracy of that right now through this one channel. It's called, hold on, Why Men Are Going Their Own Way. So it's for men's mental health, supposedly, and it's men going their own way or something like that. So here's why men hate women, or I don't just listen. It's dumb. Okay.
20 minus 5 is 15.
All right, good job.
Come on, good job. Thank you.
Psych!
The average guy is going to spend about $265,000 over the course of his life pursuing, maintaining, and ultimately disposing of a girl, of women.
Oh,
right. Because you got if they divorce you, you got to dispose of them, and there's costs incurred. Not everyone gets divorced. They get away with average, and it's all very actuarial and statistically valid. But the I forgot where I was going here.
Yeah, of course you do, because you got no fucking brain in your head. You're fucking dumb, dude.
Because you're making it up right now, man.
And not just that, but what does that matter? A relationship is not on dollars. It is together you build a life with each other to make a relationship, that you have a family or whatever the fuck you think you're supposed to be getting out of it. These mugs, they're like, oh, I'm not getting laid because you're looking at her as a dollar sign, you dumb twat. I mean, that's not how this fucking world works.
And this shit's back. This isn't right anyways. Let me give you for instance, my girlfriend's ex-husband, until this year, in January of this year, literally, they have been divorced for like 10, 11 years now, at 2 kids together. She paid him child support for years.
Yeah.
Because she's a family practitioner and makes more money than he does.
Yeah, yeah. It's
so I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
If you would have let your girlfriend or wife be the bigger breadwinner instead of worried about the size of your dick, then she would have been paying you, buddy. So don't bitch. Y'all did it to yourselves.
And then you would have been the one painting your nails on the couch, bitching about not
and
having
jerking off to soap operas. I mean, watching soap operas.
Yeah, exactly. It's all your fault, bro. Like, I haven't really exactly talked about this 100% yet, but we will talk about this on the Slim Talk. I've been a pet for people, to where like a couple, I slept at the foot of their bed, and or slept with them, and I got to be the play partner or whatever. And multiple times I've had the thing where I move in and I just live with them, and most of the time one of the significant others would go on vacation for work or whatever, and so like I help the kid raise the kids or take care of the kids. When one of the times, one of them was very she had some disabilities, and so it was easier for me to just be there and take care of everything when he had to go on business trips. And then when he came back, like I would just sleep at the end or sleep on the other side of the bed or whatever. And we turn out the lights and you just play, and I don't know who I'm touching or whatever, really. I mean, obviously when something goes in your side of you, you kind of assume, but you know what I'm saying? You just turn off the lights and you're just like, all right, let's have fun, So that's the other thing, is these people assume the only way of life is this. No, I work for swinger corporations. where normally you don't have single males that will go in there and are able to like play with people because they usually do partner and partner. A male unicorn is very, very common, and they don't let usually any single males in. Single females, whole different thing. Female unicorn is everybody wants those places want those things. Anyways, I was able to go into there and have fun. That's a different type of relationship. These people think a relationship has to be this, and that's all it can be. No, you can have a polygamous relationship where you have a husband, a wife, a couple girlfriends, boyfriends. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You're not pigeonholed into anything, and or finding a woman that you have to pay for everything. Find somebody who's actually smart. There's a doctor. And just fuck the shit out of them, and then you'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just get in that relationship.
Works for me, man.
Know?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. so that's the thing that I hate about these people, and they're projectionist as well, because like what they'll say is, oh, it's the really, really hot dudes, the tattooed guys with that are the sorry, I have charisma. Sorry, I know how to talk to people. That's not my fault though, right?
No.
Why is it my fault that?
Bottom line is, you just have a good character and a good like vibe about you, and you're just a nice guy,
right?
Like,
how
could anybody not want to hang out with you, really?
Yeah,
I've always been attracted to guys that look like they should be on like members of an emo band or like alternate rock stars, right? I've always found them attractive.
Right.
They're not the guys that I've mostly ended up dating.
Yeah, of course.
However,
yeah.
That's usually how that works.
I normally dated guys that look normal or that aren't always conventionally sort of as good looking.
Right.
I dated guys that are the same height as me. I'm 5'4". I'm not cared if a guy's taller than me or shorter than me. If they're overweight, I mean, there is a
that's the whole thing.
I don't want to go out with someone that I'm scared that if they go on top, they will suffocate me.
Right.
And that's just because it's an anxiety thing as opposed to. Once
again, what you're getting at, Vila, is you have a one night stand with a hot dude. You go home you show your parents your significant other that is more like a regular, because the reason you want that is you want a stable relationship.
Yeah, I don't care about looks. Most women, looks are a bonus.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and that's not the major
added extra.
Right.
But
yeah, totally.
A woman does want a good looking guy, don't get me wrong, but those good looking guys look good because they have they maintain themselves. They have good hygiene, or they get haircuts, or these sorts of things. They put effort in, and anyone can do that. Even like that's the thing. It's hard to explain, but as long as you're nice, you have a personality. A woman will not care what you look like.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get further into this.
It's not the biggest deal. This is something that these guys don't fucking get.
And they think that they've got to like spend $1 gazillion as well. And like, no.
See, the problem
now
you don't.
Go ahead.
Nowadays, like there should be a lot of sharing. It should be, and like I'm not saying half and half or whatever, and like, or I'll buy this time, you buy that. It doesn't matter. There should just be more like connectiveness in how the relationship is working together. You have two jobs that you're trying to make it so that you both can live, and it's really hard to do that nowadays. It's you're just trying to survive. Well, this dude's like, oh yeah, I got like 5 properties in fucking Malibu, my life is so hard. I gotta like give a woman like money when I go out. Yeah, that's how that works part of the time to some extent too. Dummy, like
see, but that's the problem right there. The problem is that they're getting women with money and then expecting women to not want money from them when they break up with them. Well, no shit. Why do you think she's there, dumbass?
Yeah, if you're in Malibu or you're
like looks and the size of your dick, which one's your fantasy?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it's my abs.
What's even scarier is most of these dudes have never gotten laid. So they have no idea. They're just sputtering the shit out because they've never gotten their dick wet, which is even scarier.
Women don't care that much. Do you know what My last longest relationship, 3 years. The biggest things that stick out to me that he got me, right, was every now and then he'd come over with a feather that he found at work. He worked at Gardens. He knew I liked collecting feathers from birds that I'd found. And whenever he found a feather that looked cool or was from a bird that, like, is a sort of a colour that I've not got, he'd grab it for me and he'd gather them all up and give them to me. That's fucking free.
That's very sweet.
That's very romantic to me.
Let me know that just at work randomly he saw something and thought of me, and I'm like, that's lovely.
That's
found
true romance in my book.
8-foot slide in a hedge on the side of the road that someone had fly tipped, right? He got pulled over, fished it out the hedge, cleaned it up, and installed it in my daughter's playhouse for her.
Aww.
Again, free, but he went to effort to do something that he knew would be meaningful.
Experience.
These are the things
is
that
more
stuck
than money.
out to me that I remember. Me and him have been broken up 2 years, but I still think of him very fondly because he was such a lovely guy. He genuinely was such a nice guy.
Yes.
This is the sort of thing women want. I've broken up with him and I'm not slagging him off because he was a nice guy.
Yes.
Like, man, be like that. Be like that. Even when the woman breaks up with you, if your ex can big you up, that means that you're more likely to get more women. Like, it makes a difference.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so here we blow.
All the time. Yeah, that's right. I got it.
This shit, I'm out.
Yeah, I love that song.
So back with it's $265,000 cash expenses. If you were to take that money and just throw it in the S&P 500, do you know what you'd have by the time you retire at 65?
$1 million?
Way more.
10 million?
$6.9 million.
Damn.
Just
but you aren't getting pussy, so what's the trade? Not getting later. Never mind. Which again,
if they have enough money, why would they care anyways?
I don't know.
$265,000 is nothing to those guys.
I guess if you're that rich, you're just getting hookers, right?
You're paying for it. Exactly. Literally paying for it.
They literally are.
Sometimes.
Oh my god.
Sometimes those guys are usually when they behave that they're very misogynistic, and I think sometimes women realize they don't want nothing to do with you, boy.
See, most of these guys,
they're
these
jocks.
guys were probably rejected by women, and therefore women are the root of all evil in their eyes. They blame women for everything in relationships.
Yeah,
which is why they're incels because nobody wants to be, unless a woman's really shallow and is into that thing. No one's going to want to go near them.
Yeah, and they immediately when they they're imbeciles. When they go on dates, they literally, like, the first little sign of resistance from the woman, they will begin berating them and trying to put them down.
Yeah,
and it's like, that's why you're fucking not getting any, dumbass.
Yeah.
Like.
They want women that
to be interested.
That want to. Oh yes, daddy, or okay, honey.
And that usually costs a lot of money. Or the other thing is, those relationships take years to get there. Like, I've had a bunch of subs. I've collared people, and if you don't know what that is, we will talk about some of this stuff in other streams. Yeah. So that means that somebody trusted. Okay, well, we'll go over basically like what collaring is. Somebody trusts you enough to let you put a dog. Well, it's a human version of a dog collar on them, and then they are kind of your sub, and they have to ask you to play with somebody or to do things, or you get to spank them or whip them or do whatever the kinks, but you are their top or their dom. that takes a long
And there's
time.
a lot
that
of
takes
responsibility that comes
Yes,
with that.
Yeah, and there's pre-care, there's during, and there's aftercare when you're doing things with and aftercare is very important. And so that's the other thing. These people don't realize the intricacies and how in depth those relationships need to be.
It means you get a piece of meat to
Mhm.
fuck. You
Right.
literally get a fuck puppet. What they
Yeah,
don't
and-
realize
yeah.
is in that situation, the sub is actually in more control than the dom.
Exactly.
Because the sub can say, shut it down, and that's it. You
That's
could
what-
be 3 strokes to coming, and they go, stop, and that's it. You got to pull out, stop.
Yep.
Nope, blue balls tonight, babe.
So
that's it.
when you're doing
Like,
when you're doing
don't
when you're
push
doing
them
this
over.
when you're doing a scene, there are multiple response things that happen. If you have a ball gag in, obviously you cannot talk. So 3 taps, things like that. So yes, as soon as the
Code words.
person who, and there's multiple other words as well. Like you don't have to just have a safe word. There's safe words or safe phrases, and then also physical things. Like if they dig their nails in the back of your leg, something's fucking wrong. You need to figure out what's going on exactly. You
She's
know?
never done that before, right?
Yeah, yeah. And so then you're like, oh crap, we need to, and then you overexhaust your partner. You got to sit there and you got to cool them down. You got to like pour water on them. Like if you do a lot of like spanking or something, the skin gets hot and you can re-rub it back into being cool again and doing other things by massaging other parts of the body. There's all kinds of things that go into all of this that makes it so, even though I just like tied this person up like mad, put a ball gag in and put something up their behind, and it was all done with love, like, and it was safe. And like, that was both of us, going through this, wanting it to be done, where these dudes just want to like, oh, I want to just like put it in her butt. And you're like, yeah, but that's not how this works, you dumbass.
They want,
you gotta
basically, they want you to come over, fuck, and then go, okay, you can leave now. That's what they want.
But that's
They
what a
want-
prostitute, that's what a sex worker is for. I mean,
They
like literally,
want to be able to have a woman in everything, mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
They want to be able to, like, put the controller down, say we're fucking now, have them get on the bed, whatever position they want, do it, whatever they want, whatever degrading shit they want to do to them, because we aren't talking
And then
about
be done.
lovingly BDSM, kink
Yes.
play, nice things we're both into. They want to degrade her because women are bitches.
So,
And then they want to finish and pick the controller up and leave them crying on the bed.
yeah.
Mama Deb has it right. They want to hook her without paying for it.
Yeah.
There, exactly, and
Nailed
the way to say it, which is the horrible way, is they just want somebody who's barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen, making like
with
they
knee
just-
pads on,
they-
waiting for him to
yeah.
come home. That's right.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
don't
Like
even
they,
want,
it's the most basic
the
fucking.
pregnant.
They just want the
Because
woman in
that
the
would take the
kitchen.
attention
Well,
away from
see,
them. That
I don't-
would take the attention
Misogynistic.
away.
Sure, but nowadays in the Americas, they want the pregnancy because the other people are moving over here to take away the votes from immigration.
Oh,
and
yeah,
so now they're
there's
trying to
that
get all the
weird
white
crossover,
people
isn't
to
there?
have
Yeah.
babies because they think that's going to take it back
Take
in
it
time,
back.
but that's
The
not how this
great
works.
replacement.
Not how that works. Yeah, there you
Not
go.
how
That's a
that
good word. I
works.
love those words.
And
It's
and
not.
they don't realize that by doing that too, they are actually creating more deaths, more
Yeah.
deaths from the pregnant women.
Yeah.
Right.
More
Yeah, exactly.
because they put the body at risk. But these guys do not follow the science. They don't follow
No.
the medical.
They don't
advice.
They don't care about the
They
science.
don't
basically.
care about the science, and a lot of them, as you see, is Christian nationalists who have this thing in their head, this dogmatic way of thinking in their head. So they are going to cause a lot more harm.
All
Oh,
they
yeah,
see
no.
women as is breeders. That's all they see women
Yeah,
as.
yeah,
Is
and
Yeah.
we're getting more and more screwed if it doesn't start going back. But anyways, let's keep going on because we all know the idiocracy of all of this, and that's why we're going over it because like it's hilarious as fuck.
I've seen a few videos of this guy.
Okay.
The guy in the middle, and one of the things he said is that nowadays women say like, "Oh, I'm old-fashioned. I want men to make the first move." And then he says, "Well, you're not old-fashioned then, because women used to make the first move. Women used to walk in the street and drop a handkerchief, and then the man would run and get it and be like, 'Oh, you dropped this,' and he's like, 'Oh, did I?' And that would be her making the first move, and it's like."
Do you think that they know history at all? Fuck no. They
No.
don't fucking understand history.
No.
They're not going to look into it or understand the concept of it.
No.
Why do you think people were in the Victorian area?
Handkerchiefs and shit like that to
Yeah,
do
no, in the
that.
Victorian area, why do you think that they wore the clothes they wore? Flirt.
Yes,
it was
literally.
being flirty, right?
There was literally
to attract
there's
the women.
a language with using your
exactly.
fan to communicate with people secretly.
And the way that you moved your dress as well, and a handful of other things. This is another thing that I haven't talked about.
Well,
this
only
is
rich
another.
women did that, right?
Yeah, and this is another thing I haven't talked about. Maybe I have a little bit, but it hasn't been in a while. I was part of a Native American dance troupe here in Colorado.
Wow.
And we actually did rendezvous where we lived out into the wilderness for 2 weeks straight with nothing that was older than from 1836. So you could not bring anything that was more modern than 16. I don't remember. 18 or 1636. I just remember the 36 because it was the ancient, it was the early Americas, the Wild West. And we would live out there, and everybody was wearing the stuff, and we would have people that would pay to come through, and they would be taught how to like make bread, how to start a fire, how to do all these things in those things. And I taught 3 different things there. God, I can't remember what it was. Anyways, it doesn't matter. And you would come through, and that was like part of it. It was like showing like why people dress this way or what they did, and like how you flirted or how you used the fan or why you did these certain things or how you did certain thing. And we talked a lot about like how like a lot of mountain men ended up marrying a lot of native ladies. I hope it was in consent. But that's what my thing was I was married to a native lady.
So there was that happened, and they were called mountain wives or forest wives.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the this was like France. What is it? Shit. What's the place called where it's like in America? It's in there's the vampire-esque thing to it.
New Orleans?
New Orleans, that's it.
Okay.
In New Orleans, they didn't like the fact that the white men were having all these native brides, so they shipped in a load of women from Europe for the men to marry. And these were generally French women, and they were orphans or ex-prostitutes.
And that's like the French Quarter now.
Yeah, they shipped them over there to marry to these men because they didn't want men mixing with the Native Americans because racism.
I would
these women
that.
weren't there consensually. Most of them died within a year. And this is also the beginning of the casket girls, which is the rumor where these women that came from France came over with caskets. We think caskets, coffins. They're actually from the French cassette. Which is their wedding box, basically, their dowry box. But there was the rumor that these women were actually vampires, or they were betrothed to vampires.
Right.
And this is one of the things that started the vampire things with New Orleans, the casket girls. And in other words, because they were so pale, they were like deathly white. No shit. They've been at sea for a very long time. Under, not out roaming, and have probably scurvy and like vitamin deficiencies. Of course, they're going to be
My guess is
pale.
on those ships, because the crew, they couldn't really wander off onto the deck that much.
Yeah.
You know, on those ships. Yeah.
Yeah, like there was so much with that sort of stuff. Like yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so let's keep blowing. Thank you for that. That was awesome to learn about that.
Awesome, yeah.
So let's keep blowing on, and it just gets. And what's even funnier is it says for men's mental health. You know, like it's like this is healthy for you, honey. No, this is not fucking healthy for you.
These guys have a skewed sense of self.
Dating in 2021.
Questions you have to ask men nowadays. So, are you single, sleeping with your ex single, or no longer living with your wife single?
Yeah, that's totally a thing. There are a lot of people that are.
Sounds accurate to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are on dating apps right now that say they're single, and you have to be like,
it's a very big word, isn't it, these days?
Like, how often are you texting somebody, or very common a thing.
Yeah.
But is that the problem of women, or is it the problem of men that are lying? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's the problem of men that are lying.
It is.
They're single.
Of course.
So why is it? Why then? How are they going to twist this? Let's see how they twist this. Because once again, folks, I don't pre-watch a lot of these videos that we do. Some I do, some I don't. This I didn't watch. I have no idea what the fuck's going to happen. So it's as much of a surprise to you all as it is to me. And I love doing this as a reveal, I guess, with all of you. So here we blow. Yeah, and that's what you have to do. Even as a man,
how are they using that as evidence for them?
I don't know. But but the other thing, you have to do that no matter what. You always have to be like, oh, so how single are you? When was the last time you moved out? You know, if you're older than like 20, say if you're older than 30, if you're 18, 20, that stuff doesn't matter, dude. You don't even fucking care if you're dating fucking like 5 people, whatever. None of that crap matters. But after like 30, you have to be like, how many kids do you have? How many fathers do you have the kids with? Okay, are you still living with one of them? You know, you have to ask a lot of motherfucking questions. Otherwise, you just show up to you just wake up in the morning and there's 5 kids at the breakfast table. You know, or
exactly.
You show up to a picnic. You think it's just you and your significant other, and there's like multiple kids and the stepdad. You know, the ex. You're like. Wait, I didn't know we were doing this. God damn it! You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
And just quickly, I get the feeling that that's evidence for, look, she's a pretty woman and she's talking about the trouble she's having because she's dating fuckboys. These men are like the fuckboys, the chads, as they say.
Sure,
and they've got multiple women because they're good looking, and these women are like degrading themselves. Like if she went with a nice guy like one of us, she wouldn't have to ask those questions.
That's right.
Sure. And the other thing is she didn't say if she was going to take them or not. And she actually looked like she was mad that you have to ask that. So it looked like she was really pissed about that whole situation, which is not good on their side. You know, like she's mad about that because it's fucking bullshit. Okay, let's keep blowing on.
Probably went through it with a guy and was like, damn, he wasn't what I thought he was.
Center for the Denver Nuggets.
Least a bunch.
Broke up with his girl to only get back with her. So I'm going to show y'all real quick why they broke up. So here's the clip.
Mulan did that trend in her walk-in closet filled with stuff that she probably didn't pay for, with the caption, "Gold digger for life, queen of the ratchet chorus."
Wow.
I need a sugar daddy to come pay my bills. Pay my bills.
Jesus.
Because of that video, broke up with Sean.
Okay, do you think that was a joke or do you think that was for real?
It's a fucking joke.
Probably a joke, but really real behind scenes.
Sure. But yes and no. So what happens when you date? Okay. This is a really weird way to say this, I guess.
When you date someone that's like got money and you're a pretty woman, You're gonna be called a gold digger. You could be the CEO of a fucking company, and they will call you a gold digger.
And you are.
Mm-hmm.
No, neither one of you in that relationship can deny that is happening in that situation. He became a star. Obviously, okay, you could be in love with basketball, but why do most people get into a field that makes a lot of money? To make a lot of money, to be rich, right? When you get into that field, you think that you're going to get with certain types of people, or if you are getting with her, look at her big ass. Look at this. She's not.
Springs to mind Kobe Bryant when he had that issue at a hotel and slept with somebody. And he just all he had to do was buy his wife a big old ring, and they were still married. Where I can drop in his butt in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
How many people you think out there are like cheating on their wives or husbands, and the other one's cheating too? And if they just talked about it, they could just have an open relationship and be happy.
Right. Yeah, true.
But they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what's fucking silly is the evangelicals in the Americas have told us that if it's not a man and a woman, and there's nothing else besides this dynamic, and your kids are going to grow up and turn into weird, crazy people.
No.
Honey, let me tell you this. There have been polyamorous relationships for a long ass time, probably since medieval times. I'm sure that at least.
Of course.
I know of a handful that I've personally seen. Some of my friends who as parents were in those relationships actually are doing way better than I am in life. So they're the ones who are like have doctorates or like are making crap tons of money or scientists or whatever.
Yeah, because they all helped each other so they could go through school, and that's how you can't do it with two people anymore.
Proving it's not who you know, it's who you below.
When you get real support from your family, then that's what you're going to do.
Right.
I was not understood completely by my family. I began wearing dresses at 14 years old in public. My family did not know what to do with that. I was running around San Diego ghettos where there's gangs everywhere, and I'm wearing a fucking dress. My parents were fucking freaked out. They were like, what the fuck, dude? This guy's trying to kill himself. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever they want to. Anyways, there was not pronouns back then. But I literally would just like run around in dresses and like wearing makeup and like hung out with gangs and painted my nails and, like. Once again,
you're just lucky they didn't stop you from doing it, because in my day and age, that would not have been an option.
I got in a lot of fights. Let me tell you, I did.
I'm saying my parents wouldn't have let us out the door like that.
Yeah. My mom.
We had to look. We had to look like our, birth.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. One thing that I did do, and that's how it got found out, was I wore regular clothes to school, but I put on my dress when I got to school. But the first time that I wore my dress to school, the vice principal pulled me out and they made me go home and change. And they're like, you can't wear a dress to school. It's too weird and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why the fuck not? And but then I began wearing it on
Why
the street.
not? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, I didn't understand the concept.
Kilts and skirts and all the time.
Yeah. No, it doesn't
and he's
matter.
Like, it is comfortable. My balls get air. I prefer a skirt. It's just more comfortable.
And
I said jeans will pinch and shit gets in the wrong place.
Yeah. And I wanted to wear a dress to school already. And I had mentioned it to a handful of people, and they said, then we dare you to do it. So I was like, fuck it. If y'all are going to fucking dare me to do it, then I'm just going to do it. And then I went in and they were like, nope, you can't do this. So yeah. All right, let's keep going. I went on a weird tangent. I don't even know why.
That's fine.
As he should, but here's the problem. He got back with her. Listen, right now, Bobo's looking like the king simp of the NBA.
Yeah, because who doesn't want that? Never mind.
Yeah.
DJ is number one.
Honestly,
he's second.
I mean, look at what
let's just be honest.
Talking about. I mean, duh.
Yeah. Let's face it.
He was a cheerleader.
What's he like, 40 and she's 22? I mean, come on.
He probably calmed down and talked to her, and she's like, mate, I'm joking. It was
Right,
a joke
yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
everyone calls me a gold digger. So after they talked, and he realised, like, no, I've overreacted. I only broke up with her because of what everyone else was saying I should do, and was saying she's emasculated you, blah blah blah. After you calm down, you're like, no, wait, I actually love this girl. Why am I letting
exactly
this shit get between us? So
Or
maybe it's like it's worth it. She's
or
worth
she
it.
Or she
Go ahead.
reminded him what that ass is for, and he said, "Fuck that."
Totally.
Maybe he's like, do you know what? Bitch ain't a gold digger. She's worth the money. Like,
And
she ain't milking me. I mean,
Right.
she
And
is,
once-
but not my
Once
bank
again,
account.
once again, she was on a social media site doing a freaking like joke. I mean, it obviously was freaking, you know, it was not like real. It was silly.
Right.
Yes, she's getting lots of money, and that's part of probably the reason why she's there. But honestly, most of them still find the attraction to that person. There's still like an attraction, even if it's a fetishization. Like that's the problem with like me. Is like I'm a fetishization at this point. Some people do love me or they do like me, but a lot of the time they see me and they're like, oh, I can sleep with like the fully tattooed dude. He must be a badass. And, you know, he's going to do all this stuff in bed and blah, 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 blah. That was the problem with my ex and me is like, she like fetishized me way too much. And it was like, honey, I just want to have a regular relationship, you know, like.
Men that fetishize the big old titty goth girlfriend. It's like, oh, you like wearing black clothes. You're goth. You must be a freak. Like, you freaky. And it's like, actually, no, that like a lot of them are like fucking
Very
normal.
very vanilla.
Like, they're just like everyone else. Fashion doesn't dictate.
No, totally.
Anything.
But if you notice, it says
way too many of them.
Instagram like to wear.
If you notice, it says Instagram model, so she's obviously making her own money.
Yeah, no, she's
so it's just a big old joke.
Yeah, no, again, totally.
Have women in my comment section talk about it's just a joke. It was just a trend.
It was.
What I will say is there's always some truth to jokes. Come on, y'all. Let's be real.
Really? Yeah, a little bit, but there's still everything else.
Everything else the joke. She's an Instagram model, probably with a Patreon, and probably a lot of guys on that Patreon that are the ones that bought her that shit. No one said he was the sugar daddy. No one said he was the one she was digging.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good
if
point.
roles were reversed and he was the one that did that, would this be an issue?
It would be a different issue. They would call him other names.
Oh yeah.
And nobody cares about that
But
version.
a lot of guys would be like,
blah, blah.
you know, go get her, you know?
Yeah.
She looks, and you see the way Bobo looks. We all know she's there for his money and his status. Let's be real.
Come on,
I mean, he's right, man. He's right.
He's gonna,
I'm sorry.
Well, he's gonna use the really horrible photo of him. You know, like not a good
But that's
one.
the thing
obviously.
is, we don't know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like I
It's
said,
all
I've never seen him
because she's
before, so.
pretty.
Yeah.
Because she's
he's
pretty and
stereotyping.
dating a celebrity.
Stereotyping.
She must be a gold digger. If she was ugly and with him, then it would definitely be for his personality.
No, it could still be gold digger too, in a lot of ways.
I don't know. Okay, let's keep going.
But that's just my opinion.
Men are used to being told no all the time. We're told no, you can't join the military because you have a past medical problem or whatever. And we're constantly being told no. Women tell us no and make jokes about it as they do it. This lame nigga tried to holler at me, and you got to walk away and eat it. So men get told no so much that they're just used to it to that point of where they just accepted it's coming. Women are being pushed to be better than what they are. Women are being told they're queens. Women are being told they're beautiful. A fat man is a fat man when it comes to men. But women, it's body shaming. You don't have no fat man running around being like Lizzo. You have women Lizzo, right? You have women that tell you it's wrong to say a woman's beautiful because you're just measuring her by her looks. But then they'll turn around. Michelle Obama's beautiful. Hold on a minute.
She's got bigger traps than me, fam.
But I'm saying, why should I have to be told that I am not supposed to judge a woman on her looks when they spend thousands of dollars on their looks? They are playing a game of hopscotch until it.
Fucking opinion.
Exactly.
Because women have been objectified.
Down the street, you can think,
yeah,
oh, she's beautiful. You can think, damn, I can see her butt cheeks jiggling out of that skirt. Woo! Yes, please. Whatever the fuck you want to think. But you know what? You can keep those thoughts in your fucking head. No one says you have to go up to the woman and say these things to her. That's where the problem is.
Correct. And there are ways. There are ways of saying things properly to somebody. Oh, girl, that's a fire outfit. Like, you know, there are ways of saying things properly, or saying, damn, you know, looking to her boyfriend and saying, hey, you guys are perfect. You both are
other
hot.
way too. Women should not look up to men and go, ooh, nice package, or something like that. You know, it goes both ways.
It goes both ways. There's a way to interact with people in public, and there's a way to not. Even if you're in the nightclub, don't go up and grab their twat, or there's go up, even if you're with somebody or they're with somebody, just be like, man, that's some great fucking moves, or there are ways to interact with people to tell them that you enjoy their presence. The other thing that they always forget, that they never say, is walk up and say hi to somebody. Hi, my name is. What is yours? How are you doing tonight? Can we talk a little bit? Are you here with anybody? Like, let's have a conversation.
Polite. Don't be freaky or creepy. And the other thing is, okay, you go up, you give this compliment, you are nice and polite. This woman, this person, men as well, anyone, doesn't owe you shit. They don't owe you a reply, let alone a positive reply.
Right.
They don't have to say, oh, thank you, and be nice to you. They are allowed to ignore you, or allowed to say, can you please leave me alone?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Right?
And then
you've opened yourself up to this. If they say, ew, go away, they're rude, right? That's rude. But it also depends what you said before. If they've just, hi, my name's so-and-so. Like, you look really beautiful. I just wanted to come over and say you look beautiful today.
But even if
that, go away. Like, that's rude. But
still, you have to go with it. Just go.
Do that.
Just be like, later. Don't start bitching.
Don't call them a bitch or call them this or that. Just go, okay. Oh, well,
and then,
okay, well, you still look beautiful regardless. Have a nice day. Bye. Walk off.
And then remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, folks, if you pay for somebody's expenses all night, you chose to do that. Correct. If at the end of the night they say, peace, I'm out, bitch, and they walk away,
that's their choice.
Sorry, you
want to pay thinking you're going to get laid, go to a hooker where you will actually
go hire one and pay her by the hour.
But if you just want to hang out with somebody and have fun and have an experience with somebody, which that's what it should be when you're going out, even though maybe you are trying to get laid. But I mean, I'll pay for people's drinks all night long, and then as soon as they're like, oh, I need to go home or whatever, okay, bye. If they didn't invite me over, then cool.
That's the problem, is they expect something from everything.
Yeah, no, totally. And that's where the ideals need to be changed, is you can't. And that's when you're going to get laid, is when you're not expecting it, or you're not trying exactly. You're just buying them drinks all night long. And
guys want to get laid.
Yeah.
Don't pay for everything. First few dates, go Dutch with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, that's a whole other thing.
Doesn't need you to pay for her shit.
Yeah, no, totally, for sure.
And if she doesn't like it, she's after your money. And if you come out with a third or fourth date, that means she's a good person that's not materialistic and takes care of herself. And that's what you want.
There's ways to do that. That's what dating is for.
For me,
I always go Dutch the first 2 days.
So I'm on benefit, so I don't actually have a lot of money to spend on that sort of thing. So I always say beforehand,
yes,
I'm on benefits. I haven't got enough money. I can't go to an expensive restaurant, so I can afford about this much to pay. So can we go somewhere that accommodates?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to make them pay. Normally, I would have saved up by that point to go Dutch. I will always have the money to go Dutch.
Yeah,
I will make sure
it's,
I will buy cheap food so I can pay for myself.
Yeah, so again, it's
offers, but I have this discussion with them. I talk to them. I don't expect it. Don't expect men to do this shit. Otherwise, you make incels. Incels
exactly. You make
from
these
female
people
entitlement, but male hatred isn't justified because of a few cunts.
And like Bila, you're probably like me. If the guy's nice enough, it could be McDonald's. I don't give a shit as long as I'm with the guy and we're talking and it's a nice night.
I'd be happy with saying, okay, let's go to Sainsbury's, get some sandwiches, and we'll have a picnic somewhere.
Yeah,
Mom, I'm glad you said that because that is the other rule I have.
Yeah,
I don't take them anywhere. Let's go get coffee together.
Right.
We'll go sit in the park and talk.
Correct.
Bottom line is, if you go to anything like a theater, blah blah blah, you're not going to have a conversation.
No, you're not.
Okay,
You're
if you're in
not.
a fancy restaurant, you're not going to have a real conversation because you're going to be trying to talk over everybody. So and it's cheap. And, if somebody doesn't have very much money, pretty much anybody can afford a $7 fucking frappe or some shit.
It's about the experience, not about the money that you're throwing down.
And you learn a lot about that person too.
Exactly.
By doing that.
And then remember, folks, you do not want a heavy, huge meal before you try to have sex. Of course, we're not talking that it's always going to happen every single time. But you know what I'm saying? Like
sometimes.
you want to go just get a coffee sometimes because you never know if you're going to have like alley sex or something like that, or it's just like never mind.
Alley cat sex.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
When every square you jump in, you're wrong. And if you listen to them, you're going to go crazy, which is why men kill themselves at a higher rate and at a younger age than women ever will, because they got somebody that's going to.
Yeah, because how many times do women have to say no?
Hang on. First of all,
because you guys aren't as mentally stable.
A lot of men are raised
women are way more
differently than women. Men are raised, especially hit puberty. I got to impress the girl. I got to do the X, Y, and Z for the girl.
Don't cry.
So and then when they get rejected, it's worse because their standards are so high on themselves.
It's things like toxic masculinity that does this, right? Men, you've got to be a man. You can't cry. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. And let's also add the fact that those statistics take into account things like their gender assigned at birth.
Yeah.
It doesn't take into account whether they were gay or trans and what they went through. You can't be that. You can't be a T slur in my family. I didn't raise no F slur.
Yeah.
All these sorts of things that lead to it. Lots of toxic masculinity.
That's it.
There's a lot. Men do have a lot of weight and expectations put on them. They really do. Women do as well. It's just women are allowed to be emotional.
Yes.
We're allowed to cry. Men are told that if you have any of these emotions, you're weak. And if you show them, well, you may as well be a woman.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It's nothing to do with the fact that they're not getting their dick wet. That's saying, coming is the cure to depression.
Right. Oh my
yeah,
God.
sure. Yeah. Well, I hope these people at least masturbate. I hope they at least masturbate.
Always prop them up. Fathers don't sit up there and make their sons. There was a guy who came on my show named Philip Buchanan. He said when he got drafted,
I remember this.
Number one, you remember that?
Yeah.
He got drafted by the Raiders. On draft day, he was the number one pick. His mom sent him a bill for $1 million.
What?
Really?
Somebody look that up. I don't fucking believe that bullshit.
Who was it?
And even we'll go back.
By the Raiders. On draft day, he was the number one pick. His mom sent him a bill. And if you listen to him, you're going to go crazy, which is why men kill themselves at a higher rate and at a younger age than women ever will, because they got somebody that's going to always prop them up. Fathers don't sit up there and make their sons. There was a guy who came on my show named Philip Buchanan. He said when he got...
Philip Buchanan, did it really happen?
I've got it right here. Yeah, I searched it and it's all on Credible. This one's from SB Nation. There's a few others. She charged him $1 million. Let's see. Damn it. Stupid ads. Stop it.
Okay, Mark, what we're doing is we're looking at incels. That's what their thing is. We know women have faults, but
he wrote this in his book called New Money Staying Rich. This excerpt.
Okay.
Soon after the draft, she told me that I owed her $1 million for raising me for the past 18 years. Well, that was news to me. If my mother taught me anything, it's that this is the most desperate demand that a parent can make on a child. The covenant of having a child is simply that you give your child everything possible, which I really agree, and they owe you nothing beyond a normal amount of love and respect. There is no financial arrangement. If you get old and infirm, and your kids are around to help you out at that point, then you're lucky. It's not written in the social contract. The mothers and fathers of the world have been rearing their kids for generations in every culture imaginable. And it's a one-way street when it comes to money. If they pay you back someday and you really are going through hard times, then it's just a bonus, a gratuity for being a great mother or father. See, I like this guy's attitude.
Yeah. And the other thing is
exactly what I say, by the way.
His mother just saw dollar signs when he got that contract.
Yeah, and you know what? He probably would have given her that $1 million.
He would probably bought her a house.
It's buy her a house.
He
Then
probably
when he
did
got
everything.
too hard to maintain, he bought her a smaller house.
Yeah.
No, he would have taken
But I
care of her.
wonder what
Most
led
kids
up
take
to
care
that.
of their parents, unless you're a fucking cunt. If you're a cunt to your kids,
here you go.
Yeah.
Then sometimes they won't take care of
He
you. So
said he
just be
went on
fucking
to
nice your
explain
kids.
that while he didn't pay her the $1 million, he still bought his mother a house and agreed to cover maintenance costs.
Yeah, so you're golden girl. You know, he actually worked his ass off to get that. Like, not to be.
Yeah, it wasn't like
just because.
he invented a little rubber thingy and that you could put
And
on
then
your
he said
door and everybody
when that
bought it.
proved too burdensome, he offered to buy his mother a smaller house or give her $15,000 in cash.
Wow.
So he still said, "I'll take care of you in some way, Mom," even though you demanded $1 million from me.
So this twat,
what a nice
this twat
person.
on the screen is going. This twat on the screen is going to use that as an example.
Draft. I remember this one. You remember that? Yeah. He got drafted by the Raiders. On draft day, he was number one pick. His mom sent him a bill for $1 million.
Sent him a bill?
Oh yes. This is how much it cost me to raise you. That's right. Archie Manning ain't looking for Eli to buy him a house.
Right.
There's no black men, as soon as they get drafted, the first thing they say they're gonna buy their mama a house. Always mama, but daddy don't get a benefit out of this.
Well, niggas ain't shit, Tommy. You didn't
exactly. So what I'm saying, but if a dude was sitting around saying, "I need you to buy me a house," we say, "Dude, that's that child did that. You're supposed to let that child live off of what they did. They didn't ask to be here. No child asked to be here. We bring them here out of our own selfish nature. So why do we feel like when they get 18, they owe us something? Do you know how many black girls have come on my show and told me that between the ages of 13 and 17, not only have they been molested and or raped, oh my God, but they were kicked out of their homes because they were treated horribly by their mothers, and yet they still deify their mothers, but they can say their daddy who missed a child support payment ain't shit, and nobody will ever get mad at somebody for publicly saying my dad ain't shit, yours ain't either, girl, mine ain't either. But if you say your mom ain't shit, no matter what she did, they'll say, but she still gave you life.
That's true.
So this is a problem. Men are used to being judged on what they have done.
And I'm not complaining about that.
I'm not complaining. That's why I was saying, I'm trying to point out to her, it's just a difference in the way people accept it. Yeah. So that's why women are constantly arguing things that are true, because they'll say how they feel. Stop talking about how you feel when it comes to things that are affecting children and your lineage. Your feelings don't matter. That's why I had the FYF.
What?
That's bullshit. Your mental health is so important. You can't take care of anybody else if your mental health is fucked.
Right.
That's
if you can't take care of yourself, you
That
can't take care of anybody
toxic
else.
masculinity bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah, no, this is like,
John.
yeah, this is fucking
Damn,
hilariously
bro.
stupid.
He's
What's
touching
scary?
everything.
What's really scary is he's fucking around all these women that are like, unfortunately, they seem to be young. He seems to be older. It seems like this is a taking advantage of somehow, way, shape, or form. I don't know the dynamics of this. This is the first time we've ever looked into these people. I didn't know it was an actual group that just we got a clump of TikToks from. I thought this was a lot of different people that were being blackpilled in different ways.
yes, just
but it
the
is
one,
this. Yeah, it's just this little group of people. But this is horrible. And I don't know if you noticed, but when he said about molestation or graping, the lady who is to the right of him on our screen, she pulled down her sleeves. So he is he's calling up an experience for her to have while doing this to her. You know what I'm saying? While saying this. So she's now everybody who has had that experience, which I have been molested when I was younger. You know, what he's doing is just bringing up like these emotions, and then just like
as well, just quickly, the story about the footballer. There's a lot more in it.
Yeah.
It looks like the mum was being pimped out by her boyfriend in the house that he bought for.
Whoa.
Things like that. I don't know if it's just the way the person wrote the article or not.
Okay.
But like he left home at 17 because the mum was just having people in and out the house constantly. And it appears that there was a very dysfunctional family. The mum said that she told the son that like, you ruined my life, all this sort of shit. So like this isn't a case of a standard like, you're rich, give me money. There's a lot more to it.
The one article I found was just very cursory, but so there's a lot more to that.
I had to look through 3 or 4 articles to pick together bits. It's very sparse and very they only talk about what he said, not a lot about the mum or anything to do with her, which
I want to get just a little bit more through this, and then we'll get to another thing. I think the next thing we're going to get into is the difference between rednecks and bogans.
Yay!
From the Australian point of view. It's really funny.
On my shirt. Fuck your feelings.
Okay, we don't need to see any more of this. I mean,
no, we don't.
So that's like the red pilly kind of crap that has been happening, or what the incels are putting on the TikToks. We will do a whole thing on incels.
I sent you somebody that we checked out when I was on the Uncalled For. By a gentleman by the name of Copeland. I sent you his channel link.
Oh yeah,
you can have a field day with that guy. Oh my god.
There's one that I found. He originally got covered by quite a few big names in YouTube when he did a video called "Women Are Fake," or like women are not real, right?
Yes.
Then what I've not seen happen was he wiped that from the internet, tried to do all this shit. He came back.
Okay.
And I've got his apology video where he was like, I'm a Poe. It wasn't real. It was a joke.
Okay.
It was a social experiment. I'm a troll. It was a Poe.
Okay.
It's
yeah,
a social experiment.
He got raked over the coals. Even Schrodinger's cat raked him over the coals.
But
I'm sure.
then
Oh
it
my
gets
gosh.
better.
Mhm.
You know this like red pill porn star that everyone's talking about now, that's very scary, misogynistic, is effectively having women in a sex slave trade.
No.
I don't know about that one.
I'll find him.
Look up his name.
They did an interview together.
Okay.
Okay. Because the one that I'm really having a problem with right now is Andrew Tate, and we will be doing we'll be doing a deep dive on him very soon because he is doing some fucked up shit right now.
That's him, Andrew Tate. That's him.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Nuance Now, the guy I'm on about.
Nuance Now, that was his name. Thank
with
you.
Andrew Tate. Like I'll get the interview for you. It's crazy the shit he's saying in the interview.
Yeah.
Wow.
I may know which one you're talking about. I'm a little tipsy right now, but I may have watched that one. I've watched most of his.
It was last year, I believe, like a year ago, maybe.
Yeah,
9 months ago.
began
Before. I'm sure obviously passed away in January, so it was before he passed away.
Yeah, and so I've been looking into him a lot lately.
Yeah.
So here we blow. Mama, do you want to read this for us?
Let me embiggen the screen.
Oh no, sorry, it wasn't. It was Sterling Cooper.
Okay. If there's one thing Australia is known for, it's our never-ending list of slang words. And included in every Australian's vernacular is the term bogan, which, depending on the context, can be used to represent several different groups of people and behaviors. So like Karen.
Yep. So that's kind of like, the I guess example.
So when you label someone or something as bogan, Australians know exactly what you mean, but it can be incredibly tricky word for foreigners to understand and contextualize that to their own culture. You don't see that word that often.
I know. That was very difficult.
Now I don't know where old mate got his information, as that's certainly not the case. Likewise, Aussie Redditors were quick to point out the differences between bogans and rednecks. Here's some of what they said.
Okay, so here's the first one.
Okay, so one, I associate rednecks with being slightly right-leaning, despite the term originally referring to unionists. Bogans are more apolitical. Mm-hmm. They might vote LNP, Liberal National Party. They might vote Labor. They might think all parties are shit cunts and pretend they had a flat tire every election day. It's a mixed bag.
Okay, so
two. I don't think there is much Jesus stuff going on with Aussie bogans.
Okay.
And three, usually no guns.
No guns.
4, redneck, at least as far as I understand it, implies white, conservative-leaning, poverty, rural, South U.S., bigotry, and gun culture. Bogan identity is more about a lack of sophistication or aesthetic and exaggerated Aussiness. They can belong to any wealth or class bracket, political opinion, and location, though mostly urban, and aren't necessarily white, though most are. I think the term redneck it used to be about people that work in the farms and their necks were red. They just got kind of be perverted and twisted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
I was a teen in Melbourne in the 1980s when the term bogan emerged. At least then it had nothing to do with living rural in a trailer or a shack or hunting. A bogan was simply a general term for someone whose speech and ideas around fashion and grooming seemed loose. So a guy with a mullet, extra tight
Fabergé.
Is it Fabergé? Yeah.
Okay.
Jeans, teamed with a football jumper, and a broad Aussie accent might be called a bogan. A girl with a huge perm that went frizzy due to lack of proper styling, or makeup routine that involves application of heavy lines of black eyeliner. God, that was so 80s, and nothing else. And extra tight stretched jeans worn with moccasins who says, I never saw you at that party, might be called a bogan. That's it.
God, with moccasins?
Speech. Yeah. Speech
oh my
education,
God.
fashion.
Yeah. Oh my God, with moccasins.
I remember that. God, these are so weird in fashion.
Okay.
I've lived decades in both Australia and the US, and rednecks and bogans are definitely different because the countries are different. There isn't a direct equivalent of either type or person in the other country.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's a Karen.
Yes. Bogans are much less racist than rednecks. Lots of non-Anglo Bogans around too.
Okay. Nice.
And then Bogan is more a mind frame, and we're pretty friggin' lovely. Oh, yeah. We'll roll you a dart, give you a beer, and lend you a flannel, which is a washcloth, right? When it gets cold, or a flannel like a shirt, something.
I think so, yeah.
Don't lump the nasty, shitty, racist wankers with us. They give Bogans a bad name.
Yeah.
Bogans tend to be associated with lower class and are free-spirited, but that's where the stereotype similarity ends. In my mind, rednecks are more rural, right-wing types. Bogans are more of a suburban thing. They wear tracksuit pants and flannelette shirts, drink beer, and like hotted cars, sports and fishing, not hunting. They have trashy haircuts and shop exclusively on Facebook Marketplace and Kmart Big W. Think of Walmart.
Think of Walmart.
Oh gosh.
And like
I always
this.
thought Walmart was a step
this.
below Kmart.
I don't know why. I'm thinking trailer trash, kind of, but I don't think it's trailer trash. You know what I mean? For US,
It's close. I believe they live in things that are kind of like trailers. Not all of them, again.
So Bogans originated in the suburbs of Australia. They're working class to middle class people with not a lot of sophistication. Bogans aren't hillbillies or rednecks, although there may be some crossover there. Basically, the term has gone from meaning young people from the outer suburbs into cars and metal music in the 80s to anyone who isn't worldly or sophisticated in their style or outlook.
Okay.
Okay. So Bogan is definitely a class thing. Sure, you can have wealthy Bogans, but not upper-class Bogans. Upper-class Bogans may copy, mimic Bogan language, attitude, fashion, but it's just rebellious. That's just rebellious, supercilious, usually ironic slumming. For example, it's popular among some Scots and Cranbrook boys, elite private schools in Sydney, to have mullets now, but they are definitely not Bogans.
All right, so I believe we get the gist.
So it's like
of
the clothes
that,
don't
right?
make the man kind of attitude.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have the mullet, you
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to get into this gentleman is the most famous dude in the world, or he claims that he
Claims
is.
to be.
This gentleman claims to be.
Anybody can make claims.
Yeah. This gentleman.
Christian.
This gentleman
Oh dear God, no.
has changed his name to Fire Exit.
Wow.
So he claims that he's the most famous person in the world because everywhere he goes, it says his name.
Oh, that's great though.
Fire Exit. Oh
I mean,
my
you gotta
God.
give him like at least a point for creativity, you know.
Where's the fire exit? Oh, he's sitting over there on the bar stool.
There he is. He's right there. There's Fire. God damn it. We don't even need to look into this. I mean, it's literally, we don't even need to read. This is literally just a headline that you can read and be like, yep, I'm done with that. We don't even need
That was me fucking lights.
Does he actually think?
No. He
That's
did it
gonna
as a
worry.
joke.
Okay,
No,
okay.
when I read,
It's a joke. I can tell it's a joke, but yeah.
when I read into it, he did it as a joke. I think there's probably a bar bet or some shit like
That's
that.
what I'm thinking. It had to be.
There's someone that's stupid that they would
He said
change
it right here.
and would try to go in the Guinness World Book of Records and be like, look, I'm the most known person in the world or some shit like that.
It says this 41-year-old audio and visual installation engineer initially changed his name as a joke, but it since it's brought him some fame. But yeah, he just did it as a joke. He just went through and changed.
No one's going to willingly do that just on a whim. There's something behind it for sure.
And so, you know, it was definitely a joke.
I hope he got something good for doing that, because just saying, that's not,
He became semi-famous. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm sure that I'm sure that he can get like commercials, or he could be getting paid to do like silly things. What?
There's the mirror, so
where he's from.
Let's see.
Pardon me.
I thought it was the Americas, but I'm not 100% sure. Lives in Hampshire.
So
I'm sure
UK.
that's UK.
Hampshire.
Okay, so UK.
Hampshire. Yeah, Hampshire.
Sure. That's all the information I was given about where he is. Okay. And then
we allowed silly names.
okay, so now we have a son of a bitch. I can't believe I like we get to go. I can't believe the things we go
British.
over.
He's British
Okay,
for
he's
sure.
British.
So
Okay.
the Britain.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, folks, QAnon nuts use Jewish numerology app to prove that Michael Jackson is still alive and Trump
gematria.
and Trump is
The
JFK.
weird shit on the internet. Wow.
So we're gonna go ahead and read through this. I looked at it, but I didn't get into it yet. So it's bizarre to see the shamanic wing of the QAnon cult draws upon veganism. I don't know what that is. Ceremonies, native
ayahuasca. Ayahuasca.
Oh yeah, okay. Ayahuasca ceremonies, native shamanism, and Western occult practices to justify their right-wing QAnon sense, which doesn't make any sense because they're all
that word.
I love that word.
Yeah. Case in point is the Trumpian who used a gematria. Okay, Jewish
gematria.
You want to read it, Mama?
Yeah, Jewish numerology app proves to the Daily News's Jordan Klepper that Michael Jackson is still alive. Osama bin Laden's real name is Tim, and Donald Trump and Jack Kennedy may be the same person. There seems to be no end to the stupefying and terrifying level of ignorance on exhibit here.
Okay, so we're gonna watch the clip. We're gonna watch.
I saw this. You're gonna
Let's
die.
watch this.
But go ahead.
Everything's coded, and I've been learning gematria. So,
What's gematria?
can I pull my phone out for a second?
Sure.
Okay, so it's called the gematria, and it's a calculator.
Gematria is a mystic numerological key and an app which allows believers to type in words and get back meaningful numbers.
You type it in the calculator, you get these numbers. And so Michael Jackson's last concert was "This Is It," comes to 113.
You know what that means? Do you? I don't know what that means.
113 means not true.
So Michael Jackson, that wasn't his last concert.
And he's alive.
Michael Jackson's
Dude, you know how much you have to leap?
Yeah.
Make a fucking faith leap.
It's not true.
Oh my
She's not
God.
writing it down.
113.
Like, she's not writing it down and doing the math herself.
No, she's not.
No.
She's
No, she
using
went to an app.
that they could have created to
Correct.
throw her off
Yeah,
the
no,
track.
she
It just
she
gives
just
you the answer. It doesn't show you the equations and how it's worked out.
No,
and-
it doesn't.
All
Oh,
they're doing is they're assigning letters
to numerical
with so
values.
many numbers, words, or names.
Numerical
with so many
values.
Yeah, they're just,
okay, Vila?
exactly.
And they're probably doing it using Jewish alphabet.
Ridiculous.
Oh.
So the other really funny thing about this,
Kill it.
It's about how many
She has a
letters and
spider.
spaces and stuff.
kill it.
Kill it.
Yeah.
I know, right, Mark?
I
The
don't
other,
know where it's gone.
well, I hope you
Oh,
got it,
no.
or I hope it goes away. The
You
other
should
funny
in
thing about this,
Australia.
the other funny
Don't
thing about this
worry.
is, there you go, burn it.
Burn it.
The
Burn the
fun-
house down. Okay, go
The
ahead.
funniest thing about this is they hate the Jewish religion. QAnon is anti-Judaism, right? And then this
Anti-Semitic.
lady is like, "I'm going to use this fucking thing that shows something for nothing." And why are you putting that? How do those go together? And then once again, they're like, it's really weird to see the holistic community mixed with the evangelicals, and that's what's happening with QAnon.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's like
So
they're mixing
weird.
together. Yeah, it's like seeing a girl with like hot pink colored dreads carrying an anti-abortion sign. It's like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? What the hell is going on in this world?
It actually makes me a little sick.
I
seeing
know.
that kind of thing.
I know.
Seeing now things like crystals, like the sort of like shit that I've got up there, right?
Right.
Like my sort of like weird things
Yeah.
that I collect. Normally, like more gothy, macabre, cult type shit.
Yeah.
That all of this, like a girl wearing crystals and half moons and these sorts of sigils, and then they're protesting religious shit or like Slim said, abortion, like they're going against like abortion rights, all these sorts of things, and it's like,
you're supposed to be on our side. Why are you on their side? What the fuck is going on?
Slim,
like,
do you remember
makes
years
no
ago?
sense to me, like, because they're using symbology
Yeah.
that is pagan or
Yeah.
non-religious. It's meant to be
Yeah.
demonic, and
Yeah.
they're doing things that again are meant to be against religion and outside of the religious
It's really weird.
And then the other weird one is right-wing people that are not religious.
Yeah, that's true. There are people that are not religious that are right wing.
That's really it's really scary right now. Like, I don't understand anything. Like, I can't make any sense of it. I feel like we did break into the Matrix, but we went to like a funky multiverse version of this bullshit, and like nothing makes any sense. But
do you remember the Occupy movement years ago, Slim? The Occupy movement.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I remember.
Where
Occupy,
were people were occupying city streets and stuff because corporations and crap, and they were showing videos from their iPhones, their Apple products.
Wow.
This is how bad these people are, and it's still that way today.
Yeah, no, it's hilariously
like, fuck the corporations
ironic
filming on their iPhone.
Yeah, no,
seriously.
But they
very
love those numbers, man. They love the numbers. There's another guy similar to them. I suspect he might be queuing on. He is calling to some atheist shows, talking about he can prove God is 7-day cycle guy, and he's using numerology or something. So his shows. It's a lot of
it's just numbers that they place meanings to that mean nothing.
Numerology doesn't work unless we're actually talking about mathematics or maths, and you're actually using it to like measure something or give us an equation to put into an equation that we're using for the scientific method to disprove something. Actually, that's what the scientific method does, and that's the other thing about these people is they don't realize is they come to a conclusion and they try to back up that conclusion.
Right.
They want to find that it is true.
They want to find proof.
What we try to do, or like I'm guessing most of us with being here on my panel and being, we try to disprove things. Like I want to disprove myself to make sure that like I know what is actually happening around me. Or once again, the physics that I use to swallow a sword, to walk on glass, to eat glass, to do all the sideshow stuff only works on a globe and only works a certain way. So that backs up me knowing that other maths work in different places. Like mine can't only work for no reason. So everything else has to work. So like, do these people like never make a fucking cabinet or like not even fucking like work on their car? Like they literally just sit in their mom's basement and go, I know everything because I had a thought. Thought something.
There's these kind of people that turn on the light switch and go, oh, electricity. They don't think about what it takes to get the electricity from the switch or the
they don't
to
understand
light
like
from
it
the
has
switch.
to go and how it has to go to a breaker box, and then it has to go to the electrical box, and it has to go to the street, and then it has to go to this. And
Same
then
with the car. You just don't press on the gas and the car goes. There's other things.
Or like
that.
What do they think Wi-Fi is? Like magical fairies?
No way! Shut your mouth.
No, Wi-Fi is going to take over your brain.
Wi-Fi's magic. Damn you, Slim.
Yeah, no, it's exactly like insane.
I thought my pickup was magic.
Yeah, it's all magic.
I mean, I get started from like 200 feet away.
If you believe
there's
it's
little
magic, it'll be
wizards.
magic.
There's just little wizards inside of everything, and it's just you tap on it, and a little wizard makes it work. All of it's just microscopic wizards that are just
exactly.
Just want to take over your brain.
Okay, so let's keep going on with this.
People are talking. Is Bin Laden still alive?
She's closing her eyes and feeling the universe.
Yeah, I have to.
She's seeing if she can see it. God damn it.
Tim.
Are you doing math right now?
No, I'm trying to remember his real name. Tim.
Osama.
Okay.
Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, Tim.
Tim.
Someone forgot his last name.
Tim is not the most Saudi name.
He wasn't Saudi. He was from the CIA.
Oh my
Let's mock
God.
it for the fitting
Oh,
tallness.
conspiracy.
How can you get literally? How can you get somebody from the CIA to be the head of a organization that was started? You know, like what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Like you had to have somebody who's been there for a gazillion years that freaking was the leader, right? I mean, you can't just throw somebody in like in 1 year and be like, oh, I'm going to pretend to be this culture and I'm going to have them be the leader all of a sudden. No, you can be paying off a leader, sure. But was it FBI directly? Maybe, no, probably, you know, obviously not. Were they paying them? Were we giving them weapons? Yes, that was motherfucking happening. That's completely different though. That doesn't mean they were
CIA
FBI.
has been into stuff like that before, so
yeah, but that doesn't mean
he worked for the CIA.
That doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't mean any of them are FBI, because being FBI is completely different than getting guns or getting money from a private organization like the Contra.
He asked the question: is Osama bin Laden alive? And she has to, instead of yes or no, it's she's trying to think of a name.
Yeah, and she didn't say it yet either. So let's check.
Well, Trump, 88.
Help me out with
Jay
that.
Kennedy, 88.
She didn't. She
So
didn't
they're the
say.
same person?
She did say prior to this, Tim, and she went, yeah, Tim. But
But she did not give us an answer, so it's deflection, just like they always do.
Yeah, she didn't say yes or no. She just went with the name.
Anyone that has their name quantified as 88 by Geometria is
the same person. Yeah, they're all the same people.
Person. They're all clones.
Of course.
So,
of course,
is everybody with the numerology 69? Never mind. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Oh no, that's what Gematria says.
Type this. America is in a bad place.
146.
What's 146
Okay.
mean?
Let's go, Brandon. 146.
Right?
What?
How
did she?
That means
Let's go, Brandon's 146.
let's go. Brandon's 146, and so is America is in a bad place.
Yes. Let's go, Brandon.
But we want to connect those two.
Well, we are connected.
Remember, folks, what is it, Mama? Correlation is not causation.
Causation. But I'm laughing because it's like they keep throwing our "Let's go, Brandon." That's something that somebody in the media said and was actually "fuck you, Biden."
And it was an accident. No, it was an accident.
Fuck you, Biden. Yeah, and they were yelling it, and they're saying "Let's go, Brandon" as the woman's interviewing him.
Yeah. So her correlation.
No way.
I'm not kidding you. It was a NASCAR.
Hold on, you got to know the rest of that
race.
though. The rest of that is
okay.
The rest of that is the Democratic Party took that and made it into initials about Biden, and now they're all proud of it. So every time the Trumpers yell "Go Brandon," they're like, "Hell yeah!" So I think it's kind of funny.
Because the guy that the woman was interviewing at the NASCAR race, because I guess he won, was named Brandon. So you said, "Oh, they're saying let's go, Brandon," and it's totally switched that narrative.
Oh wow.
It's hilarious as fuck.
I looked up in the Gematria Slim. I typed in your name, Slim Cyborg.
Yeah.
Slim Cyborg in the Jewish Gematria comes into 691. Your name is 69.
Yes, awesome. That's great.
I mean, 69, it's yours.
I mean, I told you. Jesus Christ. If we have not said hello to Six Drops, hey Six Drops.
Yeah, hey Six Drops.
And then Irish, and if there's anybody else who's new that we haven't said hello to, go ahead and let us know. So let's hear more of this lady for a second.
Oh God. This lady's she looks so hippie-ish right now, doesn't she?
Oh, that's what's even scarier is like now there are all these like hippies that are like being the QAnoners.
like
it's really scary.
Right-wing hippies.
That is connected.
It does feel connected.
It does. Does it feel good? Do you have goosebumps yet?
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Goosebumps too.
I love how he was humoring her. You notice that?
Goosebumps right
that's
now.
what they do.
Scared for our future.
Oh my goodness.
He's hilarious. I love Jordan Klepper. I watch his stuff.
Me too.
There's a guy on YouTube by the name of, I think his name is Walter Masterson. He goes into the alt-right crowds and this and that and interviews people and talks to people.
He does shit like that? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to look him up.
We'll have to find the channel. Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing is
if you
we're going.
know where it is, let me know.
Yeah, if anybody wants to share anything in the private or the regular chat, just go ahead and share it. If you're blue, I think almost everybody's blue. Share whatever, do whatever. Share your channel. I don't care. Do whatever you all want. That's why you all are blue. So here is just a list really quick of the craziest conspiracy theories Americans believe, from microchips to false flags. I think there's 20 of them or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out right quick. Let's just get to the numbers. So, belief in conspiracy theories, the top. Let's see. How trustworthy do you consider Alex Jones to be?
Oh my gosh.
Very trustworthy, not. We're going to be doing Alex Jones tomorrow as a deep dive.
Okay.
29% of respondents believe that voting machines were programmed and changed the votes. So 29% of people believe in that.
My husband does.
COVID-19 vaccine microchip thing. Yeah. That was the stupidest one in the world.
That was so dumb.
Yeah, well, I have microchips implanted in me, and they cannot be hidden inside of that type of needle, and so we already have gone.
No, they
through
cannot.
That.
Nope.
That just shows their ignorance about science and technology.
They're very ignorant, about science.
Well, that's
Okay,
the
so
problem.
let's-
Is they don't go and investigate and research and learn anything.
No.
They just go, "What did you say? Yep, that
Or-
must be true. I heard it on
They
Facebook."
research people that are against it, and that's what they go by.
Yes.
Or they see a
that's what
meme.
they do.
Yeah.
I have had arguments with them during COVID. Even here in Barbados, a lot of arguments on newspaper websites, sharing a lot of false information, miscuing information. And I kept pushing back. I said, present the evidence. Of course, I then got
There are people
their cats.
There are people that have been debunked taking something that was obviously satirical and said it was, and thought it was real.
I thought it was real. Yep.
So they don't pay attention.
No, they don't.
So really
it's all
quick,
conspiracy.
Did I get it to the right one?
Let's see.
It's
blurry.
Hold on. How do I oh well. Let me get to the other screen.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was in that screen. I need way more screens. Anyways.
Thank you, Mom.
So we'll go
You're
here
welcome.
and I did it again. Okay, I have to close that one. And it's you. Okay, there we go. So this one says nearly 1 in 5 Americans believe mass shootings have been faked by groups trying to promote sinister gun control laws.
Stricter gun control laws. Yep.
That was one of the big things that Alex Jones and his Infowars.
Yep.
Yeah. He promoted that. He advanced.
And he's paying for it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
At least he got into trouble for that shit. Like,
yeah. At least somebody sued his ass. That's great.
The parents of 2 of the kids that were killed in Sandy Hook.
And the Sandy
I mean,
Hook,
he tormented them for 10, 12 years since it happened.
And they had people that came to their house, gave them death threats. They got things thrown in their house. They had people honking 24 hours a day. They had to move multiple times.
And during the trial, he was even talking about the judge and all this stuff. And she was like, they even showed it.
Yeah,
during the trial, he was talking about people. It's like, and the mom's like, you've been doing it to us still during this trial. And he's like shaking his head no. Like he doesn't believe what she's saying.
Yeah, and it was like, it was crazy. Okay, so one of the last things we're going to get into before we play a game or 2 or whatever, we'll see how the audience feels. Mexico has to stop making beer in northern Mexico because of their drought. So if you like Mexican beer, you may not be able to drink it
no
anymore.
more Dos Equis?
Yeah. And so much of northern Mexico is under severe drought or worse, leaving major cities like Monterrey rationing water. And so they have been shipping $5 billion of beer. They shipped
in
$5 billion of
2021.
beer in 2021.
2021. Global warming.
Oh, come on. I knew there. Oh, I must have picked one of the. Okay, never mind. There is more about this. So if you don't know, there is like some of the major like beer companies in the world ship through Mexico. So like there's things that you don't even realize, like Heineken has a beer factory there. They make Heineken, they make other types of beer. It's just their company. I don't remember what they're called. And a handful of other people. So if you like Mexican beer, yes, no más cervezas.
No más cervezas.
Yeah, and they're not going to have Mexican beer maybe very soon because of climate change.
Wow.
And it's going to happen soon around the world. Soon there won't be grapes, and soon there won't be wine. Soon there won't.
California's already been under drought for a long time, and it's getting worse here.
Exactly, and so that's what's going to like happen very soon.
Funny thing is I'm in the high desert, and we're getting a lot of rain.
Yeah,
that's what happens. That's the opposite. It's always the flip.
Because the Gulf and the.
It's always the flip, and that's how this world works.
Is it just America that's experiencing it that badly?
No, there's weird shit happening everywhere. There's earthquakes overseas. By a beach, people fell down in the holes and they're dead.
The earth is definitely always on the move.
I've just not heard of droughts in France for wine or shit, but then again, I don't really watch the news a lot.
And then in California is dry as fuck. So
we have had. Yeah, but no offense, American wine is bullshit. Sorry.
Sure. I don't care. That's fine.
Where I live in the valley, it's agricultural, and a lot of the farmers are not getting their extra allotments of water because of the drought. So it's going to go down to food for people. We've had forest fires in the mountains, and they've not replanted any of the trees.
Wow.
So there's no moisture going up and putting a lot of snow on the mountains.
Into the atmosphere, and it's not making it cloud. Yeah, it's not doing
the
the cycle.
runoff is where we get our water from. The snow runoff every year.
Yeah,
well, see, that's what these people don't. That's what these people don't realize.
Exactly what's going on.
Is you have to have these cycles. These certain things happen. The Dust Bowl happened for a reason.
Right.
You know,
there's in Oklahoma.
Yeah. They dried out all the stuff because they tried to take too much and they didn't replenish it. They were not putting it back in. The type of ground that it was got depleted of certain nutrients. They weren't putting it back in because they weren't rotating the crops. They did a handful of things wrong. And that was the reason why those things happened. Once they were able to flip it around, oh, look at that pussy.
I know.
Once they were able to flip it around.
Stroking my pussy on stream again, guys. Sorry.
Yes. Now they can have things. That's the thing is we need to like have more like cloud stimulators, or we need to do more. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I just think if we can ejaculate more into the air, everyone just squirt into the air.
Yeah.
Just keep.
Yep.
Okay. So, everybody want to play some games?
Oh, dear God.
Make the world a better place. Squirt in the air.
Squirt in the air.
But you know that the probably global warming for small island states like Barbados and so on is the high erosion, and because Barbados is flat, but I mean there's some areas are high, but we are losing a lot of our beach, and beach is part of our tourism product.
Right.
And then on top of that, we have been getting more sargasso seaweed and algae. The algae that be like right tide. So once the temperatures of the water go up, it's producing more algae.
Okay, 6 drops.
Fish and everything. So it's one big mess.
It stays there for 12 hours.
It's all a mess. It's all a mess.
All a mess. And SCOTUS is making it worse for the whole world.
Yeah,
SCOTUS is making it worse for the whole world.
Yeah.
You know,
that comment reminds me of when I was in school and you would see the little Kleenex blobs on the ceiling.
I know, that's what I was thinking too.
Disgusting people.
No, you're supposed to go on a hillside or on a mountain. And you're supposed to do it into the sky, you know?
And yell
What are the clouds made?
Like, it's like when What was it when they hold up the little tiger up into the?
Oh,
yeah, that's what you
Lion
do. Yeah. The
I was
Lion
thinking
King,
of I was
but
thinking
you
of
do that
Georgia.
with-
I couldn't think of what it was called, so I just gave you the sound, man.
If you guys have
Oh my
seen
God,
the
I'm
show
going
The
to hell.
Orville, they have an alien over there called the Mocklin, and they only pee once a year, and they make this big
that's-
celebration out of it.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
so the second season, the first episode was called Gelosia, and where they all went to watch him pee off a cliff because it was his favorite place to go as a kid. And he would pee and they go, Gelosia!
That is
Wow. Tell
the
me about people
Orville.
that have no
Oh
hobbies.
yes,
huh?
I love that. I love the Orville.
The Orville's good.
the
I like
Orville.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Seth MacFarlane is a atheist
Yeah.
lady. Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a lot.
Spitwads, yes, Spitwad 6 drops. Thank you.
Love it.
Okay, I think that 6 has Quiplash 3. I don't know. We'll figure it out in a second.
Oh, Slim, I was going to say you should look into that. There's a new study out from the climate change people.
Okay.
And they're saying that some of our pollution actually is beneficial.
Yeah, I saw
For global
the one
warming?
saying chemtrail. Excuse me, chemtrails
Oh,
actually
God.
reflects the UV lights back up, which helps.
Well, do you know what cloud seeding
with the
is?
global temperature.
I have no
because-
idea what it was. I never got a chance to read it.
Well, cloud
Chinese
seeding
actually was
is
trying
that where you actually make clouds from doing certain things.
Yeah, so it can rain and
They
stuff.
put little
Yeah.
metal. I think the Chinese was trying that. They put little metal things in the earth so as for the water to condense against, and
Oh,
then
I
to
gotcha.
get the clouds and so on. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I teach science, so
That's
that
interesting. That's
good.
interesting.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah.
sense.
So wait a
It
minute.
gets
They have
super
metal
cold
stuff
and-
down in the earth or sticking up out of it?
No, these little fine. They spray them in the air, little fine metal pieces.
Yeah.
Very fine
for
Oh,
the
really?
water
particles of metal.
They're way up,
on,
way
yeah,
up
and then
high, right?
build
Way
up.
up high,
Shut
so
the
they
fuck
collect
Way up
That's
high, way up
brilliant.
high.
I
Yeah.
definitely
Like
want.
condensation.
I
That's
definitely
cool
want
idea.
to do. I want to do a episode about cloud seeding, about
Okay,
the
that's very
ideology in it and like how it's been done and what they're kind of doing or what the
Like, they found out ages ago that the temperature around airports was lower
Yes.
than elsewhere because the chemtrails were actually reflecting the sunlight back up. The
Oh.
problem was they discovered this, and two scientists had done fuckloads of research on this, but couple of other dickhead scientists put their thesis out saying
They took it.
maybe
Yeah.
this will happen, and because they published theirs first, just a
Right.
stoner shower
Yeah, they do that there
thought.
though. They do that in the scientific community. It's
Yeah,
cutthroat.
like, it's like literally they put a stoner thought out there. Maybe
Mhm.
the chemtrails are magnifying it.
What- you know what
went with it,
happens?
Celebrities backed it. Now
So-
we have to pay more
yeah.
money for fuel.
Here's what
costs.
happened
The
at the
people
5
that- hang on,
days.
hang on, the people that actually
Vila.
did the paper, because they didn't publish it first, theirs didn't get widely known.
Right. Right after 9/11, plane. It took, I guess, the week or so that planes were not flying. The Earth's temperature actually rose by a degree because there were no planes in the air.
Oh, that's
Check.
right.
Do you remember that?
I did hear about. I totally forgot about that.
My audio.
You're
is coming-
absolutely
We're not
fucking
flying.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
It
hear the
was like
audio
it
from
was
the
like
game?
almost 2 weeks,
No,
wasn't
I
it?
I'm not
can't hear
hearing
any
it.
audio.
Wasn't it like
I
2
might-
weeks that happened?
Yeah,
It was a
that's
week or
weird.
two.
It's
Yeah,
not
the planes
doing
were
that. Hold on.
weren't flying for like a week.
Right, it is.
Yeah, at least a week. Yeah.
There we go.
It's craziness is what it is.
No, it's gone.
It is not metal. They use silver iodide.
Okay, it was
in
something
cloud
that.
seeding. Right, same as silver. Yes.
No, I don't want to put 23 tabs. Oh, hang on.
No, I find that so weird in the scientific community. Like, as long as you publish it first,
Right.
that's the main theory, and like that's the one that is more known, and it's hard to, you have to go to a lot of effort to disprove it. And even then, like, because so many celebrities jumped on it and were like, oh my god, climate change, we don't actually know what we're talking about, we just
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. No, they just hear something and run with it. Yeah, they hear something and run with it.
Now we have to pay more money to go on a airplane to travel, even though the tax for what we're doing isn't relevant because it wasn't true.
Jackbox.tv, YNPI, and for some reason my audio is not coming through, so screw it. I don't know why it's not. I probably need to restart my computer, and that's why it's just glitching out on voice meter.
No big deal though.
You need penis inside. YNPI
irritates me. There we go.
Okay.
So YNPI.
Okay. We have at least a couple people in the side chat watching. I hope still. I mean, I hope we didn't scare you all off. I know I talk about too many personal things, but that's what makes these streams real. Is I have real life experience when we talk about like something, you know, and I'm like, oh, I can actually give experience about like the fetish or real or you know something like.
Slim. Speaking of fetish, so me and Limey we weren't sure about this. So in America, apparently GIMP is on its own a derogatory word, but then you have in the fetish community the GIMP mask, right?
Yeah.
Is there an actual correlation between the two, or is it weird coincidence?
Oh, I see.
What are the two words again?
GIMP.
GIMP.
GIMP in the U.S. is like somebody who's derogatory term for someone who's crippled or disabled.
Yeah.
Because I thought the GIMP mask makes you unable to see, speak. It blocks off your eyes, mouth, and ears.
So there is a whole suit that goes along with that usually, and not just the hood. And that is proper to use that word because what it does is it restricts you from being able to do anything.
Right.
So that is the correlation between there is because it makes you a.
Yeah.
Thought so, but I wasn't sure if it was just one of those weird ones where just because the words are the same doesn't mean it means the same thing kind of thing that like flat earthers do, and I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, yeah. Okay, we have 3 more slots to fill, everyone.
Sorry, really random aside.
No worries.
It's a good question to ask because it is the words can mean two different, you know.
Yeah.
I think GIMP's even a software program too, if I recall. It's like
it is. Yeah,
Photoshop
it
type of thing, or
Photoshop, you use a GIMP brush.
Okay, if nobody joins in the next like 30 seconds,
I think
everybody, unless like somebody else is streaming, and that may be why other people are other places. I understand it's Saturday night. I mean, most
it's
of
after
us,
6 on Pacific, so
yeah.
So it's after 9.
Everybody's getting drunk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you lost all those people, all the people that go and watch Neil's stream because he's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a couple people that are like
watching.
Going on here.
So, okay, let's just go ahead and start the game then.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't need a ton of people.
Nope.
We're cool.
Yeah.
We be cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Oh my.
There we go.
Oh my.
Okay. Here we go. Round 1.
Okay.
There we go. Come on. Ooh.
I apologize for that answer in advance.
No, it's okay.
I do not know anything about ancient philosophers, so you'll have to forgive me.
Okay.
Okay.
That's easy.
All right. Got it. All right. Let's set sail with, okay, 2 words that will get a big laugh as a callback later in the game. Gimp-a-mask and I don't know.
Nice. Good one. Everybody remember Gimp Mask?
We all know who's
Gimp Mask,
it's
exactly.
totally the mask.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
It's definitely the mask.
Good, Vila. What's something you should never do while wearing sandals? Stick your toes in partner's butt or work as lizard's middle stall cleaner.
Oh, jeez. God damn it.
I couldn't even help myself on that one. Everybody's getting, we're all opinionated in the same direction, so everybody's getting whiplashes.
Who defeats rock, paper, and scissors? Or what? My sheer strength or a bone saw?
That's pretty good.
Oh, I love that, Vila.
Bone saw.
Damn it. Why you have to be funny with me, lady?
Honestly, blank might as well be a curse word. Cheese and rice or Karen?
Oh my God, that's an easy one.
I mean,
That was a good one, Sid.
to be fair,
was good,
the
Sid.
amount you say cheese
Yeah.
and rice, it should be a curse word for you.
Exactly.
Well, now it's beets and rice.
Name for a wacky sitcom about ancient philosophers. Bullshit pickup artists, or is it her or mess?
Me's.
Or me's.
Hermes.
Her or me's. Oh,
Yeah.
her or me's.
I don't even know if Hermes was a philosopher. I just knew it's an
He was a
old
messenger, but
name.
I get
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine references Hitcher Will Part 1.
That one was rough and dry. I
Where
know.
Melberg's character is called a bullshit artist.
Hermes
Yeah,
was
there
like
you
the
go. He's in
messenger of the
line.
gods and would like bring knowledge
Yeah.
to the people.
That's true. That's true. All right, let's see. Ooh,
No, Vila's on
Vila
top.
with me close behind. Ooh, we're tied, Vila.
Ages since I've been on top.
Nice. Yes.
Wait. No, wait, it works.
And I'm right under you, Vila.
Really right. Murder. Let me see.
Oh, okay. I see what it says. I think this is correct. I could be wrong. Okay. Oh, you can't hear the music. That sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's not coming through.
Okay.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know why either. It's strange.
I feel like I hear it very, very, very quietly.
I just heard something.
Maybe.
Do you hear that now?
Oh. I want to go as Sid for Halloween, but I don't have blank. A pure heart or big enough boobs?
I like the pure heart. Big enough boobs.
I wonder what I don't have clicked properly. Input 2.
Slim.
No.
Okay. A country is only as strong as its largest Karen or weakest thick content. Content?
THC.
THC content. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Well, I didn't know what else to say, Sid. Nice, good one.
Okay. They really should cancel high school gym class and replace it with a night in Gimp Masks in Slim's dungeon or just straight up molestation. Just straight up molestation instead. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad.
I like the cut. That was a good cut.
High school gym class and should cut. Okay.
Thank you.
I see the dark humor.
In new fairy tales, the handsome prince will be replaced by Slim or anyone naked and in a gimp mask.
Well, I'm biased. I have to go with at least
The
that.
callbacks are beautiful. I love
God.
I have no idea what's not clicked.
What screen name can you just go ahead and assume is a bot? My name or free sex and nudes? Oh, love it.
We don't know anything about those.
No, we don't.
Sex and nudes. Good one.
I got a clip flash. Woo-hoo. I don't usually get that.
Nice. All right. Okay, let's see. All right.
Oh,
nice.
Pulled ahead. Damn it. Okay.
That's
all right.
okay.
I'll
no,
here.
I don't have Sidphyllis.
Sidphyllis.
Oh, cheese and rice.
Look at DK.
That was good.
Okay.
Sid will be quipping against the host. So remember, it says 3 words, only use 3 words.
Let me see. All right.
Love you too, Sid. I don't know why she said that. I pissed her off, I guess.
She likes picking on people
I love
sometimes.
it.
No,
The
it's
3
fine.
words
I take it
material
good.
to build your house out of.
Oh my god.
Cum, pennies, and shit.
Penises.
Sorry. Cotton candy, gum, and good wishes.
Gosh,
Thoughts and prayers.
God
Thoughts
damn
and
it. Fuck. That was so tough. That was so difficult.
People
God
say
damn
thoughts
it.
and prayers around me. I just started laughing.
I know.
Ooh, 50-50
That was
split.
Schmitty doing that too. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
Damn.
The 3 main goals in your first term as ruler of Earth: build a larger dungeon, open chain of dungeons, move queens, skits, and sit in, sterilize flat earthers, Karen Trajan camps,
Carentration camp.
Tration camp, Gimp
Like
masks
concentration.
for all. Carentration. I got
I'm
it.
sorry.
Nice.
It's like
Good
Vila.
one.
It was the best.
Good one, Vila. Yeah.
That was great.
The 3 things we all need to do to save planet Earth: have more sex in gimp masks, play more quiplash, be perverted, respect it, love it, stop being fucking idiots.
Okay. Nice.
Thank you.
At least we split it.
That's true.
I'm okay with that.
We got something.
The quiplashes suck though, don't they?
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
Ooh, nice.
Thank you.
Good one, Mama. Mama's the winner. Yay.
Six Drop says, I'm
Go
going
Milf.
to definitely steal Carentration camps.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
awesome.
All right.
The only
folks.
thing is the S should have been a T, and then we would have known exactly what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. Vila helped me clarify it, so that's all good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm saying for
I'm
future use.
dyslexic,
Yes.
so I'm not
we
great
will
at
use it.
spelling.
That's fine. Like I said, you helped clarify it, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
folks,
okay.
we're going to get out of here. It's
Yeah.
been 3.5 hours. I streamed for 5-6 hours this morning.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
I've already
yeah.
been streaming
You're
for
tuckered.
like
Yeah.
I
9
would
all
hours.
day.
But
Yo.
I was in charge of 3 kids by a swimming pool.
Oh,
Didn't
boy.
make it
Yeah,
right.
see,
Yeah.
real
You
life.
didn't miss anything. I mean, it's just me being dumb playing GTA.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's all.
That would have been fine. It's what I was worried what they might hear and repeat.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
totally.
okay.
Yeah,
I
no, I
gotcha.
understand. But everybody go back and watch those and stuff. And tomorrow morning, we'll probably be doing Red Dead Redemption story mode. We're in St. Dennis, so I think we'll do that in the morning. So same bat channel, same bat time, or whatever. Whenever you
Same bat time, same bat channel.
whenever you found me on there, I'm gonna be up at like 7 or 8 a.m. my time, my Mountain
still be
Standard Time. Yeah.
I'll get by 7 my time, but
I wish I could be, but there's windows that I can't like put things over because of how big they are, and there's heat and other things that happen that were like as soon as those happen, I'm just awake and I have to like get up and
you're an
shower.
hour ahead,
and
so
then-
your 7 is my 6, so I'll still be
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah. So and,
And
and
I'll
be playing.
probably be
I'll be-
having lunch.
Yeah, and I'll be playing for multiple hours.
Yeah.
Again until Queen gets up, and then we will hopefully be doing the Alex Jones deep dive tomorrow if she is feeling okay.
Yeah. Hope she's
That'll
better.
be fun. Oh, is she not feeling well?
Yeah, no, she's having migraines and stuff.
Oh,
So
poor
Those
thing.
are so unpredictable. You don't know when you're going to have them. So
yeah. I get them really badly as well. I've even
Oh,
had the fucking injections to try and help get rid of them.
Yep.
Didn't
yeah.
work.
So I'm gonna go try to like show her some love and see if she's
Okay.
okay, and
Be high
then
for us.
we'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you.
Love.
Yep, definitely.
Peace.
We'll see you
Bye,
then.
everyone.
And then, really quick, Monday is going to be Next Level, the Flat Earth film. We're gonna go over the rest of it. So try to meet us Monday for that as well. So everybody say bye to the kitty cat.
Bye,
Bye, guys. Bye to the kitties. Bye, kitties.
Say bye to
Yay.
kitties.